Jay Foreman. Four games down, 2 to go here from Memorial Stadium as we turn our attention to Class C1 state championship football between the Central City Bison and the Wahoo Warriors. Good afternoon from a cloudy Memorial Stadium. Nick Sainert alongside the Husker Hall of Famer Jay Foreman ahead of Central City and Wahoo. Central City on the year 11-1, searching for their first state championship in school history, while for the Wahoo Warriors and head coach Chad Fox searching for their first state championship since 2019. They were the runner-up last year in 2023. So far, unblemished, perfect record of 12-0, and they go for the perfect cap on that season today if they can get win number 13 and state championship number 2 in school history. We got a lot of storylines to talk about, certainly for the Wahoo Warriors. Let's start there with their guy in the backfield, Kip Brigham on the season. Kip Brigham with 134 rushes, 1,900 rushing yards, and 34 rushing touchdowns. They also throw the ball, and their quarterback can sling it around pretty well as well. 81 of 124 for Jace Kaminsky for 1,400-plus yards, 17 passing touchdowns to just 1 INT. Jay Foreman, I say good afternoon to you. What does Wahoo do so well, my friend?
Well, I mean, obviously, I think they're balanced. But look, when you have a running back that's really, really prolific, both in running, obviously, and then also receiving. He has 7 touchdowns receiving. They line up and just try to punch you in the face. And, Wahoo is a tough-minded, city that, all their players play, all 3 major sports. And this is no different right here. And it's a good class of kids in the junior and senior ranks that have came up through multiple sports, baseball, basketball, football, and have been pretty successful. And so they try to control the clock, and then they can be explosive if they want to. So I think, Nick, this is kind of like maybe what we'll see tonight in Class B. It's styles make fights. You got, a bruising team in Wahoo that can attack you in multiple ways. But let's face it, they are a running team. And then you got Central City. When you look at their quarterback, where he's obviously more of a pass first, when I think he has 36 touchdowns, only 9 interceptions, which obviously you'd like to be a little bit more efficient, but he's thrown for pretty much 2,600 yards. But also they have a 2,000-yard rusher, so it's a battle of wills. It's going to come down to whoever's defense stops the running back. So it's going to be an interesting match. Yeah, for sure. As when, like Jay said, Central City, a much more traditional type of output where they have a running back in the form of Corbin Keys, 273 rushes, 1,998 rushing yards on the year for 27 rushing touchdowns. Throughout these four state championship games, whether it's D2, D1, C2, or Class A, there's been some sort, outside of Millard South really, some sort of quarterback run effect. In this one for Central City, not so much. Their quarterback, Parker Zeekman, 22 carries on the entire year. As Jay mentioned, much more of a prototypical quarterback with the passing piece of it. 184 for 295, 2,500 plus passing yards for 36 touchdowns and 9 INTs. It's sure to be a good one. We're just a couple of minutes away from kickoff. It's Central City, led by head coach Troy Hubert and the Wahoo Warriors, and head coach Chad Fox. Their 2 teams square off for the Class C1 state championship game here on 93.7. The Ticket will step aside, come back in just a few moments for kickoff between the Warriors and the Bison on The Ticket. Discover the difference that expertise and experience can make in your real estate journey with Next Ag Appraisal and Realty. Whether you need an appraisal, sales, or farm management, Next Ag comes up with a solution with your legacy and goals in mind. Next Ag isn't just their name, it's your future. So why wait? Visit their website today at www.nextagrealestate.com or give them a call at 402-380-0432 and turn your dreams into reality. Your land, your legacy, their solution. Next Ag Appraisal and Realty.
At Union Bank, people don't have your money. Your money has people. First home people, investment people who answer the phone and your chats, dream car people, dream retirement people, driving your dream car in your dream retirement people, small business people, credit card people, and all the other people you need. At Union Bank, our people help you do more than you dreamed possible. So stop in and say hello. We can't wait to see you. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
Hey, bestie.
Whoa, how'd you snag that awesome set of wheels? I'm in the market for a new car, too.
My friends at Members Own Credit Union. You're always in the driver's seat when it comes to your finances at Members Own.
Always in the driver's seat, huh?
Yep. They set you up with a loan that makes sense for your budget with great rates and top-notch customer service to boot.
Looks like we're going to need to make a pit stop.
Let's go. I'll drive. Hit the road to financial success and explore auto loan options with your best financial friend, Members Own Credit Union. For details, go to membersowncu.org/drive. Federally insured by the NCUA.
It's game on at Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, Nebraska's premier Sea-Doo dealership. Score up to $300 off or a free 2-year warranty on 2024 Sea-Doo Sparks and $500 off or a free 2-year warranty on all other brand new 2024 Sea-Doos. Rule the streets on an Indian motorcycle with customer cash and trade-in credits up to $2,000 during the month of September. On or off-road, Elway Power Sports of Lincoln has you covered with a large selection of motorcycles and watercraft in stock at their new 27th and I-80 location. Hurry in, the clock is running down.
If you're a homeowner or a business owner, you have a lot of projects, and no one has an unlimited budget or time. Sunbelt Rentals makes all jobs less stressful with no need to purchase large equipment or hire a crew. You can do it yourself with rentals and everything from aerators and power rakes for spring yard work to stump grinders, concrete mixers, tile saws, and more. Check out their inventory in Lincoln, north of Cornhusker Highway on 56th Street, or online at sunbeltrentals.com.
Now back to high school football on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back into Memorial Stadium ahead of the Class C1 state championship game between Central City and the Wahoo Warriors. Nick Sainert alongside Jay Foreman, Austin Norman back in our 93.7 The Ticket studios, just a couple blocks away from the stadium to the south. As we join you on an afternoon, 48 degrees at kickoff, the wind blowing to the north at around 8 miles per hour. Central City going to be donning their gold helmets with their green Central City logo with the white tops and green pants, green letters and numbers, while the Wahoo Warriors in their blue helmets with the gold W on the side, the blue jerseys, yellow, or I should say gold letters and numbers, and the white pants for head coach Chad Fox's squad. We talked about it just a couple of moments ago. The Class C2 title game was a good one between Norfolk Catholic and the Bishop Neumann Cavaliers. Bishop Neumann just could not get any offense going in the second half after Connor Booth went down for an injury. Isaiah Nagel also got banged up in that game. That's two of Bishop Neumann's threats right there. And it was a similar story to what Jay and I saw last night in the Class A game, to where one team was able to kind of dominate the second half as the Bishop Neumann Cavaliers fell to Norfolk Catholic. Norfolk Catholic and head coach Jeff Beller won through their third straight Class C2 championship earlier today. So now Class C1, it's Wahoo and Central City. And then later on tonight in the nightcap that Jay and I will have for you on the ticket, the Bennington Badgers and the Omaha Skutt Catholic Skyhawks. A lot of storylines around that one, as with the Bennington Badgers, they had a long winning streak that transcended postseason play. They are back-to-back state champions. The Bennington Badgers, they're going for their fourth straight state championship tonight, while the winning streak got snapped earlier in the season by the Skutt Catholic Skyhawks. Skutt beat Bennington in the regular season 38-30 to snap a 40-plus game winning streak. And so Bennington goes for revenge for that regular season loss, while Skutt Catholic goes for revenge for last year's state championship loss. So there's revenge for both sides on the line tonight in the Class B title game between those two 11-1 programs. That one's set to kick off around 7:15. But first, we got to figure out the Class C1 state title winner, as the Wahoo Warriors and their 12-0 record go up against the 11-1 overall Central City Bison. The Bison, their one loss this year came back in week 2 to Cozad. They lost 56-55. But Jay, similar story to what we've seen throughout most of the state championships so far, as this is game 4 for us here on the ticket, is that a lot of all the teams have the ability to score. Their defense does their job, but they score a lot of points efficiently. You look at Central City, 48, 55, 55, 53, 49, consistently. For Wahoo, we know what they can do. We talked about it. They run the ball quite a bit, and they score over 60 points multiple times. They have 3 games where they scored over 60, and then a lot of games as well that they scored over 50.
Yeah, I think their defense is a byproduct of their pretty much very, very even-keeled offensive output where you have a really good quarterback play and multiple runners and obviously receivers. And big thing I look at in championship games, and we saw it last night with Miller Child's excellent defense, or their excellent defensive line, is Central City, 93 tackles for loss. And just not too far or behind them, Wahoo Warriors, 66 tackles for loss. So whatever defensive line or defense in general can use their aggressiveness and really set the tone, probably will win this game because you got star-studded players on both sides of the field.
So Central City won the toss. They elected to defer. Wahoo starts us off as they field the kickoff inside their own 10-yard line. Having some space as the return man up the sideline, and he'll get knocked out of bounds near midfield. However, a penalty marker is laying on the turf back on the 18-yard line. So this one probably going to be coming back as Wahoo will send their offense out onto the field first. We'll let you know what that penalty was in just a moment. But first, we need to talk about Jace Kaminsky and Kip Brigham. Kaminsky, the quarterback, wears number 4 for the Wahoo Warriors. Jace Kaminsky, a junior QB, 5'10", 175 pounds, just shy of 1,500 passing yards on the season for 17 passing touchdowns and 1 INT. While Kip Brigham, the number 32 junior running back, 5'10", 175, 1,900 rushing yards for 34 scores.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's a balanced attack, and obviously Kaminsky is able to be just really, really efficient from the quarterback position. But Brigham, he stirs the pot because not only does he carry the load as obviously as their conventional running back, but he's also one of their most efficient passing threats out of the backfield, and he can split out in the slot and do some things. Also, Nick, we saw this last night. Sometimes the third, fourth, in Miller South case, their fifth option became the star last night. Be aware of Eli Shada, where he's averaged 20 yards of reception, isn't usually their first option, really does a good job in the running game, but ultimately he could go uncovered and pay dividends today.
They move Brigham in motion from the perimeter, now handed off out of the shotgun as he gets a couple of yards forward up to the 11-yard line. After the penalty on the Warriors on the opening kickoff, it moved it back to the 9-yard line. That's where they set up shop, and it's now 2nd down and 8 from the 11-yard line. Just underway here in the Class C1 state championship game. We will have Class B action following this one, and then that's it for the high school football season before we start our basketball coverage in the coming days. And so here with 11:23 to go, we'll have an audible at the line from the quarterback, Kaminsky. He motions Brigham from right hip to left hip, now motions a Landon Fye from right to left. They hand it off. Brigham has a hole, bounces outside, holds on to the football for a moment as the defender was trying to strip it away as Brigham gets to the 20-yard line. Good for a Wahoo Warriors first down.
Yeah, you're seeing it early and often. Brigham is a big, strong, physical runner, hits the hole really, really good, and then also he runs behind his pads, and so you see 2 or 3, sometimes 4 Central City defenders trying to stop him. So ultimately, Central City's got to get off to a better start because Wahoo is owning the line of scrimmage right now. 1st and
10, the third play from scrimmage for the Warriors as we'll have a false start. They motion Brigham, they motion number 22 for Wahoo, Noah Berdovsky, from left to right and the right side of that offense line. I believe that was number 55 there, Eli Emerson. He may have jumped a little too soon.
Yeah, I think so. Look, when you're trying to get the motion and also the timing. And look, this is a new place for everybody, new field and the cadence sometimes get thrown off. But one thing Wahoo has really done, I've obviously watched the play clock. They are running everything right around 22, 23. They are trying to run tempo, even though they're extremely physical.
Kip Brigham with the carry on 1st down and long after the Wahoo penalty. He's taken down after a short gain of maybe 2 or 3 yards. Tackle made on the play there for Central City by number 58, Trey Urban, the junior nose tackle, 5'9", 230 pounds. Not a tall guy, but a big guy right in the middle.
Yeah, that was a good job of him holding point there against that excellent Wahoo Warriors offensive line and making the tackle on a pretty good running back.
2nd down and 13 after the short gain on 1st down. They'll motion number 13. That's Sam Markson from right to left. Now quick pass out caught by number 7, Caden Kristen. Kristen spinning around still on his feet as he crosses the 25-yard line and is down just a couple of yards shy of that 1st down line to gain, shy of the 30 at the 29-yard line. It's going to bring up 3rd down and about 1 for the Wahoo offense.
Really good job there by Caden Kristen, the 5'10", 140-pound junior wide receiver of essentially really, really being patient, setting up his blocks, ran through a couple would-be tacklers. Now you have it. Really, I mean, this is Brigham time. And it's Brigham or Kaminsky and Brigham time. Wahoo Warriors trying to get this first down. A little bit of a unique old 1970s Dallas Cowboys formation there.
Third down and 1. They take the snap. They hand it off here to Caden Smart. Smart trying to work around the edge. He gets the first down and is driven down to the turf shy of the 35-yard line at the 34. But most importantly for this Wahoo offense that has consumed almost 3 minutes of game time already, they get a first down and the ball spotted at their own 34.
Yeah, we always talk about styles make fights, who can win the line of scrimmage, who can stay on time and efficient. And the Wahoo Warriors didn't blink, and then they kind of threw you off their little curveball. We're thinking it's Brigham or Kaminsky. They came back with Smart, a little bit of a power sweep to the short side of the field, first down. They keep it moving.
Shotgun set. They'll motion a man from left to right. He's now lined up in the slot, and that is number 13, Sam Markson. They take a fumbled snap, and the quarterback, Kaminsky, just has to fall on it with 8:57 to go in the first quarter. It's going to be second down and long. It's the second straight set of downs that they're going to be starting 2nd and 15 or longer after their previous one was due to a penalty.
Yeah, Noah Bordovsky, who has 762 yards on the season, they're trying to run some like a little bit of RPO action with them. Sometimes when you're the guy that's receiving the fake, your elbow can get a little tight, knock the ball out of Kaminsky's hands. Now they're second and long.
So second down and 16 now with 8.5 to go in the ball game. We have a little bit of a delay. It didn't look like Central City was ready for the snap. Everybody just kind of stood up and was waiting for it to happen. I think Central City initially thought that the ball was never snapped.
Yeah.
And because the offensive line had a delayed start as well. And so a little bit of a botched play, miscommunication on offense brings up third down and 13.
Yeah, that play looked discombobulated right from the beginning because I think Central City thought it was a penalty. Mm-hmm. So did Wahoo. No penalty flags, and then they had to kind of run it. And the only person that took the brunt of it was Brigham because he got hit by about 5 or 6 guys.
Third and 13 from the Wahoo 31-yard line as they'll motion a man from left to right, top to bottom. It's Markson. He'll line up in the slot. Kaminsky rolls to his right here on third down, helps blocking down low. Kaminsky has to resort to his legs, and he gets sandwiched at the 34-yard line. Central City coaches to our left is happy. They're banging on the table after they get a stop on third down, and we'll see Central City's offense in just a moment.
Yeah, right when Wahoo looked like they had control of the game, Central City was able to take advantage of some mishaps for Wahoo, and 1 by a penalty, 2 by a mishap on a I guess, quarterback, running back exchange. Now they're able to get the ball back. And, the one thing that you saw right there when Kaminsky was trying to make something out of nothing, you saw 6 or 7 Central City defenders swarming him, and that's what makes their defense so good.
7:01 to go here as Wahoo punts this one. It's blocked. It's going to be tipped and fielded by Central City by the up man, who was a gunner on the play, but ended up fielding the punt. Number 21, Jacob Rule, the senior safety, able to field that punt near midfield. He takes it up across the Wahoo 40-yard line, and they'll set up shop inside the 36-yard line.
Central City, look, the one thing they have shown right now or early in this game is that, look, they've been aggressive, ultra aggressive all year. They're not going to back down to Wahoo. They blocked the punt. They've been aggressive on defense, and a heads-up play there by Rule, the senior, to pick it up and get some yards out. Now they're right in business, and look for them to take a shot here with their passing attack.
Their quarterback, number 7, Parker Zeekman, a junior, takes the snap on first down, looking, throws it downfield, has a receiver in double coverage, and it's dropped. Good coverage on the backside there by number 13, Sam Markson. He came in and delivered the hit, but in coverage as well, it was Landon Fye in the intended receiver on the right side there, incomplete.
Well, Nick, this is the perfect time, as we know, both in your PlayStation prowess and mine as a former defender. This is a take-a-shot area. It was 13-on-13 crime there. Wyatt Dent, who has 1,100 yards and 13 TDs for Central City. And then you have Sam Marksman, who came out of his free safety position, dislodged the ball from him when Central City tried to strike fast.
Second down and 10, shotgun snap. They turn, they hand it off, now trying to get to the outside with nowhere to go is the ball carrier, Jacob Rule. Rule goes down for a loss of 2 yards on the play. Fortunate enough, he did not go farther back. They're going to say he reestablished himself and started moving northwards at the 41-yard line. He was tackled a couple yards behind that line of scrimmage, but they're going to say only a loss of 4. It could have been worse, but that still brings up third down and 14.
Yeah, man. With our Wahoo front, and they're a pretty big front for the Class C1. They're active. They definitely penetrated the line of scrimmage and caused what potentially was a tackle for loss. So now, as we've seen it, as you start to move, you start to lose momentum. Let's see what Central City comes with a must-pass situation.
3rd down and 14 from the Wahoo 41-yard line, halfway through the first quarter. Taking the snap, shotgun pass. It's incomplete, out of the reach for the intended receiver, number 18, Truman Ryan. The senior wideout was unable to get his ground. I think he may have lost his footing on that near sideline. It's incomplete. 4th down and 14 coming up for Central City.
Yeah, we saw last night, when the 3rd down play call usually tells you what you're going to do on 4th down, if you're going to go for it or not. It was a little bit of a tried to throw a back shoulder fade there to Ryan off target, but nevertheless, they get another shot at getting the 1st down.
So now it's 4th down and 14, shotgun snap here for Central City. They'll clap their hands and now reset. Looks like they're going to punt this one deep and try to pin Wahoo into their own zone. Line drive kicked, heading towards the corner. It was shanked and it hit a cameraman on the near sideline. They're going to say it went out of bounds at the 25-yard line, so not a bad situation for Wahoo. After their punt got blocked, Central City was able to take it to their 36-yard line, and yet they ended up losing 5 yards in that entire drive, and they punt it right back to the Warriors.
Really good job by the Wahoo Warriors defense coming on there. I call it sudden change after a special teams mishap, and really shutting down this Central City offense, especially with the first play trying to take a shot. They get a 4-yard tackle for loss against Corbin Keys, and then obviously force them to punt, or force them into a pooch punt on 4th down. So let's see what Wahoo does coming out of here. Do they change up a little bit of their formation? And the reason why I'm saying that is with Brigham and their ability to pass enough to really soften that defense up. Do they use some motion? Do they try to gain a numbers advantage so they can get Brigham going north and south, because that's where they made a lot of hay this year.
While we have a moment and pause in the action, let's take a 10-second timeout for station identification here on 93.7 The Ticket.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet, KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Nick Sainert, Jay Foreman back with you from Memorial Stadium. Class C1 state championship game still scoreless here, a little over halfway through the first quarter. 5:49 remains in the opening period between Central City and Wahoo, as we'll have Class B action to wrap up the football season later on this evening. Thanks to Austin and Ellie back in our 93.7 The Ticket studios, pushing all the buttons and running the board. Thanks to Bach for doing that earlier, and Harrison will be with us later on this evening. All right, so Central City and Wahoo both had a punt on their opening possessions. Wahoo will have the ball after just a 17-yard Central City punt that gets them the ball 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line. Obviously, Kip Brigham was featured. He has 4 carries for 15 yards so far today. Kaminsky, the quarterback, just 1 of 1 for 12 yards passing.
Nick, one thing that's good, special teams, as obviously we saw a little bit of a mishap there on the punt. Is not too breezy outside, so that shouldn't affect any field goal attempts or even punt. But one thing that you have to look at is it's going to get colder, and so when balls hit the turf, how is it played? Are they going to be disciplined? You don't want to make a huge special teams mistake in a championship game. They
motion number 2, Landon 5, from right to left. He gets the handoff on the jet sweep, and he goes nowhere. Short gain as he tried to get to the edge in front of that Wahoo bench. But a nice tackle made on the play by a couple of guys in coverage, and I believe that was number 58, Trey Urban, once again making the move.
Yeah, Trey Urban and Colton Luders, a really good job there of chasing down that Wahoo offensive set, trying to get a stretch sweep there to the short side of the field. Good speed there by Central City defenders.
5:16 to play in the first quarter, 2nd and 9. They'll send Marksman in motion. Now handed off. Kip Brigham gets the 2nd down carry. Barrels his way forward for a short gain of just 2 or 3 yards up to the 28-yard line.
Yeah, Kip Brigham right there was trying to follow one of his blockers up and through the hole. A little bit of a counter, inside counter on the opposite guard tackle hole there, but really good job there, fast flowing by this Central City defense. I'm really impressed by not only their size, speed, and strength, but their speed and tenacity to the ball. And we can obviously hear, I'm assuming it's a defensive coach next to us. He's cheering them on from way up here. I know they can't hear him down there, but they definitely have a lot of enthusiasm coming through the window here next to us.
It's a big 3rd down and 6 coming up as Wahoo's in the shotgun. They have one receiver to the bottom, but Kaminsky will roll the opposite way to his left. He dumps it off into the flat to Kip Brigham, who goes nowhere. Nice job by Central City snuffing that out. number 54, Riley Levine, was one of the guys that were able to make the tackle on the edge there, and Wahoo has to punt this one away with 4:17 to go in the first.
Levine gets credit for the tackle, but the guy that made the play was Connor Erickson, the 5'10", 190-pound middle linebacker. He did a really good job of what's called pulling up Kaminsky, and what that means is coming out of your coverage, you're in man-to-man to make sure the quarterback can't break the pocket, force them into a quick throw to the flat. Again, Central City, impressive. Team speed, aggressiveness. This game, when we came here, Nick, we thought it was going to be like a track meet. I think this might come down to a one-score game.
3:45 to go in the first quarter, and Wahoo's punting this one away. It takes a bounce at the 42-yard line, and Central City comes up and fields it in the middle of 3 Wahoo guys in coverage. Risky play there by number 13, Wyatt Dent, but he's able to haul it in, and they'll take over at the 41.
Yeah, Wyatt Dent there, let it bounce. It kind of went up in the air. It's almost like one of your wedge shots there. Had a lot of backspin. You usually do Peter, get everybody away, but he decided he must needed to touch. He was almost got that first touchdown, the first play of the game, needed to touch the ball. Nevertheless, risky play, didn't get burned by it this time.
Just needed to get hit one time, ready to go. Well, he got hit pretty hard by Marksman, I guess, on that potential touchdown pass. All right, 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line of Central City. They take over on offense. They'll motion a man from the slot on the right side and hand it off to him. He runs left side. Great tackle on the backside by Eli Shada, the junior defensive end, able to sniff that one out as number 10, Joshua Harville, the freshman wide receiver, was the man who took the ball there, able to make the stop. And Wahoo holds him to 2nd and 9.
Yeah, Eli Shada did a really good job of setting the edge, condensing the edge, and then playing football, getting off the block, and he got a good tackle there for 1-yard gain.
2nd down and 9. I apologize. That was number 18, Truman Ryan on the carry, rather. So now 4 wideouts going to be bunched up on the near side, pass out to that direction. It's caught by number 20, Corbin Keys, the running back, and he loses a couple. Great job by Wahoo in coverage, as once again, number 22, that's Noah Berdovsky, the senior DB, first one in to make the tackle on the running back.
Yeah, really good job by Noah of fighting through the initial stock block, but then also reading the play where they were just trying to, we call it quick game, trying to get it to Keys. He defeated the block and made a tackle for loss. Now, if you're Wahoo, you're thinking about, can we stop him to little or no gain, get the ball back, and maybe get a big return? So now we can take a shot possibly on offense.
2.5 to go in the opening quarter. Central City faced with a 3rd and 11. Ball is on their own 40-yard line, still scoreless here in the Class C1 state championship game. Shotgun set. Keys to the right of the quarterback, Zeekman. Back to pass. It's going to be a dump-off screen right down the middle as Keys has it inside across the 50-yard line, has a first down on the 14-yard gain up to the Wahoo 46-yard line.
That's a really, really good play call there by the Central City offensive coaches. You knew Wahoo, and obviously from their scouting, knew that they were going to blitz at that point in time because why do you blitz on defense? You want to force a quick throw. You counteract that by a quick screen across the middle to your best player.
Hand off to Corbin Keys right side as he had a hole for a moment, but then it quickly closed up on a nice tackle there by number 53. That's Jake Scanlon, the senior defensive lineman. He was able to make the tackle. Now we also have a penalty flag thrown near the Wahoo sideline. Chad Fox is all the way out near the numbers talking to the head referee, and as if it was almost going to go against the Wahoo Warriors sideline. But here we have it. We'll find out the official call in just a moment.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what happened. I don't know. Sometimes if you have the side judge and you don't, you have the get back coach and you trip him up. If that's the case, you usually get a warning.
It's going to be an illegal substitution on Wahoo. So a 5-yard penalty will make it 1st and 5 from the 41-yard line. That previous play is nullified. It's going to be 1st and 5 from the 41.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like college where if Central City, have substitution, they wait for you. You got to make sure you get on and off the field or get a penalty, which could cost you here in the long run.
They turn on 1st and 5, handed off. Corbin Keys, but sniffing it out from the backside is number 26 for Wahoo, Caden Smart. Great job. You saw him coming off the right side of that offensive line all the way to make the tackle of Corbin Keys from behind.
Caden Smart, the senior, came right off that slot position, a little bit of a slot cat blitz. And also when you think of really why he was able to get that tackle for losses, because it was a slow developing counter by Central City. Central City has to get their plays going because the speed of Wahoo at that second level is paying off.
2nd and 5, they hand it off to Keys once again. He goes forward this time. Positive direction for Central City's offense as it goes forward for maybe 2.5, 3 yards up to the 38-yard line. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 2.
Yeah, that middle of that Wahoo defense with Scanlon and company have done a really good job of holding at the point, not allowing Central City to get their big running back going, forcing them through obvious passing situations. It's 3rd and short now. But they got to be expecting pass. 3rd
down and 2, 47 seconds to go in the opening quarter. Scoreless here in the C1 title game. Shotgun set. Keys off to the left of Parker Zeekman, the Central City quarterback. And it appears Central City head coach Troy Hubert has to call a timeout and talk things over with 36 seconds. Let's take our first break of the first quarter here. 30-second pause and be right back on 93.7 The Ticket.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with a child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
Now back to high school football on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back into Memorial Stadium. Nick Sainert, Jay Foreman with you from the 6th floor in the West Stadium as Central City has a 3rd down and 2 coming up in just a moment. Jay, what do you think Central City does here on 3rd and short?
3rd and short, I think they're going to try to get the ball to Keys. I mean, obviously, he had a big screenplay that set up this down and distance. I think he's been their best option so far. They haven't been able to get anything going aggressively down the field. I think they're going to try to run it off tackle here. They'll
motion a wide receiver and now hand it off to Keys, who dives up the middle, has the 1st down on a 3-yard carry up to the 35-yard line to move the chains. 1st and 10 for Central City.
Sometimes you go with the horse that got you here to the championship, and Keys is a big, strong runner, runs behind his pads, but now he's coming out of the game. So if I'm a Wahoo Warrior defender or a coach up here in the booth, I'm trying to alert the defense down, or the defensive coach is down on the field to alert something going towards the end zone because the best running back is out of the game.
2 wideouts that are stacked on top of each other on each side. Here's the pass to Zeke from Zeekman. It's tipped up in the air. Did the Wahoo defender come up with the interception? He did. The tipped pass, it was off the hands of the intended receiver on the right-hand side, and a couple of yards behind him off of the deflection was the Wahoo DB able to make the INT, and Wahoo gets a big turnover in the late stages of the first quarter.
Really good job of what's called the tip drill right there. Obviously, running to the ball is the first and foremost what you want to do. Secondly, obviously, you want to be able to get your hands on the ball and make it happen. Really good job there by number 22, Noah Bordowski, the 6 foot, 175-pound running back, defensive back, wide receiver, who made a good play on the ball there. I think this might be reviewed.
I was going to say, they may want to take a look at this one as they're showing the replay on the video board, and as soon as we say that, with 8 seconds in the first quarter, I think the replay booth to our right up here had buzzed down and said, we want to take another look at that one. As the replay on the video board, it initially looked like that ball may have hit the turf. And so with that, let's take a 60-second timeout. Come right back with the decision on 93.7 The Ticket.
In today's digital landscape, the security of your business is non-negotiable. That's why you need better cybersecurity solutions. At Hamilton, we make it our business to protect your network, data, and digital assets with the latest in cybersecurity technology. Our dedicated team of experts has the technology in place to protect what matters most to you and your business. Stay ahead of cyber threats with better cybersecurity protection. Hire Hamilton at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
At Jimmy John's, we don't make sandwiches. We make the sandwich of sandwiches. We use fresh veggies because we don't hate salads. We just feel bad for them. We make our sandwiches exactly how you want because you're the one who's eating it. And we bake bread all day, every day because stale bread isn't bread. It's croutons. Sandwich history is written by the victors. Good thing we have legible handwriting. Jimmy John's, the sandwich of sandwiches. Order pickup or delivery on the app.
Now back to high school football on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
So we are taking a look at the Wahoo interception. It initially was ruled a Noah Bordovsky interception for the Wahoo Warriors. However, we're watching this replay up here. It looks like that ball was knocked loose by the turf, and so therefore I would imagine that this one will be incomplete and the possession will stay with Central City. Central City, though, that was a first down play.
Yeah.
And so it would make it 2nd down and 10 from the Wahoo 35-yard line. So it's a big part in this one because it's either Central City, who's been able to move the ball pretty well on this drive, either they get it 2nd and 10 and they keep possession, or Wahoo's going to take a turnover and try to go back the other way. The official call from the referee is that the play stands.
Ooh.
So that's an interesting call there for Wahoo, but it's in favor of the Warriors. And so Wahoo will take over 1st and 10 on their own 31-yard line as they show the replay once again. And they must have ruled that the left hand stayed under the football as Bordovsky went down to the ground. So it's the official ruling. And with 8 seconds in the first quarter, Wahoo takes over 1st and 10.
Yeah, really good job by Bordovsky just running to the ball. It was a little bit of it was a tip drill. Good job of getting his hands under it. Better yet, strong catch. Allowed him to keep the call. It's hard to overturn it unless it's truly, truly clear.
They'll motion a receiver from top to bottom. Now one each on each side. They hand it off a reverse now from Pregame to the other running back, Turner Hankey. The tight end was the ball carrier on that play. They initially handed it off to Kip Pregame, who ran to the left, and then they were able to pull a couple of blockers from the left to the right, and that's where Hankey went from, Caden Smart.
Yeah.
I was looking at the wrong roster. Caden Smart was the guy who carried the ball there for a 5-yard gain. But that will be the end of the first quarter from Memorial Stadium. We come back in 30 seconds with the start of period number 2. Still scoreless here in the Class C1 title game.
Attention Nebraska sports fans. Are you ready to take your skills to the next level? The Army National Guard is looking for leaders who are dedicated, driven, and ready to make a difference. Join us and gain invaluable experience while serving your country with a flexible schedule, competitive benefits, and a chance to build a strong future. Learn more at nationalguard.com/Nebraska. Live here, serve here. The Nebraska Army National Guard, guard the good life.
Now back to high school football on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back into Memorial Stadium Class C1 championship game. Wahoo and Central City all knotted up at zeros. Nick Sainert, Jay Foreman with you here at Memorial Stadium.
Sure
Austin Orman back in our 93.7 The Ticket studios. It'll be Wahoo football rather. It'll be 2nd down and 5 from the 36-yard line coming up in just a few moments as we get ready to start quarter number 2. Jay, this has been an evenly played ball game. Pretty disciplined. There's been the one turnover that just happened a couple of seconds ago.
Yeah.
Central City, 41 total yards. Wahoo still trying to figure it out offensively.
Yeah, I think this is just a feeling out process when you get into a championship type of mode. You got two teams, obviously, head and shoulders, the two best teams in C1 this year, and both of them were expecting to come in and just make it into a track meet. So, but actually, it's been essentially what I call a white knuckle game. This has been a physical game. Both D lines are very, very aggressive. Both defenses, actually, in general, very, very aggressive. And then obviously the running to the ball and the effort allowed Wahoo to get the first turnover. But if I'm Central City, I haven't lost any confidence. I felt like we've probably played maybe a step or two better offense, defense, and special teams. And so they just gotta find a way to get dent going on offense because we know that Keys is going to get the ball multiple times for the rest of the game.
So Kaminska, the Wahoo quarterback, in the shotgun. They'll motion a man from right to left. Kip Pregame in the backfield to the left hip of Kaminska. He gets the carry on 2nd down and 5. Barrels his way over the top of a couple Central City tacklers to the 39-yard line to bring up 3rd down and 2.
A little bit of a really good play coming out of a timeout for the Wahoo Warriors. You come into a little bit of a regular formation, pro formation, then you switch and go overload right, and you run it a little bit inside zone, cut it back to the strong side. But look for that play and that formation to set something up for Eli Shader a little bit later in the game, a la how Texas did Nebraska Cornhuskers in 1996 Big 12 championship.
5 years before I was born.
Jeez.
0-0 your score, 3rd down and 2. Direct snap, Kip Brigham takes it off the right side, has a lot of running room across the 45-yard line and tackle down at the 49. That's a 10-yard gain on 3rd down. Move the chains, 1st and 10 from the 49.
Yeah, they put Kaminsky on the opposite side, a little bit of a wildcat look. Any way that you can find a way to scheme up to get the ball to Bingham is going to work. A really good job of blocking at the point of attack. Really good job blocking out in the perimeter. His best run all day. Now you're starting to see maybe this Wahoo running attack starting to get going.
1st and 10 as they send Landon Fye in motion from left to right. Shotgun snap. They turn, fake the handoff, rolling to the right, thrown on the out route is hauled in by Landon Fye right at that 1st down marker, and then he's able to give an extra effort to get across the chains and across the Central City 40-yard line, tackled at the 39. It'll be another 1st down.
Really good play call there by the Wahoo Warriors. You kind of faked, or you didn't kind of, you faked the run to Kip Brigham, and you knew the defense would flow there, and then you brought Caden Smart in there to be your protector for your quarterback, so he has a nice, clean pocket. Then you threw it to Caden Kristen. Really good job of not only catching the ball, securing it, and then getting the 1st down.
1st and 10, ball on the 39-yard line. Wahoo is in Central City territory as they finally have some rhythm offensively, and as soon as I say that, they hand it off to Brigham right up the middle, and he gets a very short gain of maybe 1 yard up to the 38-yard line.
Yeah, look, it's going to be a battle of wills. This Central City defense, and we could tell by the aggressiveness, the way that they've played, or way they've called run blitzes and also blitzes against the pass. They're not going to, go away without fighting. And then obviously we hear the defensive coaches over there really, really trying to implore some effort and some physicalness from the defense. And Wahoo Warriors is coming out with a little bit of, this is the Dallas Cowboys, Tom Landry overload, Tony Dorsett. We'll see if they try to sneak in a quick pass off of this.
They handed off Kip Brigham on the right side as Central City tried to shift their defensive line late. We'll see that probably quite a bit from Central City. They've done it a couple of times. Maybe they get Wahoo to jump once or twice, but it didn't work there. A 7-yard gain for Kip Brigham.
As it looks, when you look at the tackles for loss, a lot of the tackles for loss is from Central City's defensive line. So it lets you know that they're they have a lot of depth. So this overload, it's a super overload offensive line because they brought in an extra tight end, another fullback, and you have 2 receivers out wide. It's something that you have to not only adjust by shifting, you might have to bring in another defensive lineman. So we'll see how they adjust.
Kaminsky to pass, lobs it downfield into double coverage. It's picked off by Central City, able to keep his balance. Number 18 for the Bison, that's Truman Ryan, brings it across the 25-yard line. And just like Wahoo, Central City gets a turnover in the form of an INT. That is Kaminsky's 2nd INT of the entire season, and it comes in a big time for Central City.
Yeah, you pound them with the run, and then you have the same formation. You run a little bit of a half waggle bootleg, and you're trying to get it to the 7 cut. We always talk about velocity and trajectory. Lofted it up up there too high, allowed Mr. Ryan to get under. Really good job by him of essentially covering 2 guys by himself. He played the flat route, got some depth, got under the 7 cut until the receiver or to the free safety could get there. And lucky enough for him, he was able to make the interception.
It is 1st and 10 from the 26. Quick pass out near side. It's hauled in, and a nice gain of about 7 yards, maybe 8, up to the 34-yard line for Central City. Pass was hauled in that time by number 13, Wyatt Dent, the junior wideout. Has another reception. It's 2nd down and 2.
Unlike all the series before, they would kind of really just turned around and gave it to Corbin Keys in different formations and different plays. You just said, we're going to get Dent started because we feel like if we can get this passing game going, we can get the running game going later.
2nd down and 2. Wahoo jumped on that side of the defensive line. That was number 5, Eli Shada, but no flag, and they just reset here offensively. 8 seconds on the play clock. 8:58 to play in the 2nd quarter. 2 seconds on the play clock. They motion the running back out from the left side. Now a quick pass out, caught by Dent. He's able to bounce off the tackle, and we're going to have a penalty marker on the play. This one might go against Wahoo, but what I was going to say is that almost looked like the Amir Abdullah bounce off McNeese State defender en route to his run as he spun around, lowered the helmet, and it was actually in a very similar spot at the 43-yard line.
Yeah, it was a really good play call there by Central City to set up that slant route backside. So what do you do to manipulate the defense, Nick? You take your best player, flare him out wide, reverse pivot, throw the slant. Good catch by Dent in traffic. Knew he was going to take a big hit. And there he was again, number 13 on Wahoo, Marksman. It really came in and hit him. Probably is it targeting or –
So it's going to be a personal foul.
Personal foul. Okay, personal foul. I didn't think he led with the head, but maybe defenseless receiver call, but it was a pretty physical play. But obviously Dent did a really good job of absorbing the hit, spinning off, not only getting yards after contact, but finishing pretty strong.
So it's another first down for Central City, plus they get the added 15-yard penalty on top of it, and so they will have the ball at the 42-yard line of Wahoo. It's a personal foul penalty against the Warriors defense. 1st and 10 from the Warriors 42-yard line for Central City offensively. We have not called Corbin Key's name yet on this drive. He's lined up to the left of Parker Zeekman, the quarterback for the Bison. He looks to throw. Zeekman throwing downfield. It's into coverage, tipped around, and now bobbled, caught, and intercepted by Kip Brigham. Wahoo gets their second INT of the game, and number 32 for the Warriors, Kip Brigham, making plays on the defensive side as well.
Kip Brigham did a really good job there of not taking the cheese, and that's not biting up on the flat and up, and he kind of played with some depth, and he actually tipped it to Dent. You thought Dent was going to do a lot of tip drill. He got it back. Really good job by Kip there because he had his hands on it. You don't want to give up a play like that or a lucky catch. Really good job there by looking. He tried to high point the ball, kept his eyes on it. This is what happened when you talk about effort. It'll pay off for you in the end.
Yeah, Kip Brigham, he missed the initial attempt at it. Yeah. He got both hands on it. Probably should have hauled it in on the first attempt. Was unable to. It bounced off of the jersey of Wyatt Dent, and he was able to get it on the deflection for the interception. On first down, they hand it off to Kip Brigham. He gets a 2-yard gain for Wahoo's offense. It's going to bring up 2nd down and 8 coming up. On the season, that was now Zeekman's 11th interception. We said that coming in that you'd like a little bit better job of holding on to the football. He's now thrown 2 INTs here in the first half.
Yeah, look, the big game nerves. You want to be aggressive. Both of them kind of could be like, manipulated in your mindset of the punt, but nevertheless, nobody scored yet. So every turnover is a momentum loss on your side and momentum boost for the other.
Wahoo hands it off to Caden Smart, and he's stopped in the backfield for no gain. 3rd down and 9 coming up after a nice tackle made on the play by number 13, Wyatt Dent, as well as number 14, Colby Schneider. Both juniors. The linebacker, though, made that play possible.
Yeah, you're going to see a lot of kids going both ways. And I talked about Central City's defense having 93 tackles for loss coming into the game. Led C1 as far as being able to the team stat of tackles for loss. You see that multiple guys attacking the line of scrimmage. They are really, really good defense.
3rd down and 9 from the 16-yard line. Wahoo rolls Kaminsky out to his left, trying to set his feet, looking for help, has to retreat. Underhand passes it to Kip Brigham, who has it inside the 20-yard line, trying to muscle his way forward. He'll be well short of the first down marker as Kaminsky just underhand tossed that one forward to Kip Brigham, who was stopped shy of the 20-yard line. He needed to get to the 25. So on 4th down and 6, Wahoo will punt it away.
Yeah, a little bit of a dangerous play there by Kaminsky where you kind of broke. You spun out. You had the ball down by your waist. Luckily enough, you had Brigham there to catch it. But this Wahoo offense has not been able to get started. You see one really good positive play, then you see 2 negative plays. This Central City defense has got a good beat on this Wahoo offense so far.
So Wahoo will punt it away from their own 19-yard line. Central City's got one guy back to return. He fields it. That's Wyatt Dent at the 41-yard line. Great job in coverage by number 22, Noah Bordovsky. Bordovsky was the first man to greet Wyatt Dent, and he was the only man that was needed as he took him down with a solo tackle. It'll be 1st and 10 for Central City as they start possession at their own 40-yard line. We will step aside, come back in 60 seconds. Central City takes over on offense when we return on 93.7 The Ticket.
Discover the difference that expertise and experience can make in your real estate journey with Next Ag Appraisal and Realty. Whether you need an appraisal, sales, or farm management, Next Ag comes up with a solution with your legacy and goals in mind. Next Ag isn't just their name, it's your future. So why wait? Visit their website today at www.nextagrealestate.com or give them a call at 402-380-0432 and turn your dreams into reality. Your land, your legacy, their solution. Next Ag Appraisal and Realty.
If you're a homeowner or a business owner, you have a lot of projects, and no one has an unlimited budget or time. Sunbelt Rentals makes all jobs less stressful with no need to purchase large equipment or hire a crew. You can do it yourself with rentals and everything from aerators and power rakes for spring yard work to stump grinders, concrete mixers, tile saws, and more. Check out their inventory in Lincoln, north of Cornhusker Highway on 56th Street, or online at sunbeltrentals.com.
Now back to high school football on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
So on first down, Central City will give the ball off to Corbin Keys, and he goes forward for 3 yards to the 43-yard line. That brings up 2nd down and 7. Quickly to the line they go. They send Denton motion, and they probably should have slowed down a little bit because here's a penalty flag.
Yeah, the operation of Central City just has been discombobulated where you, like you said, you get Keys going in the series prior, you got it to Dent, you start to move, and then next thing you know, procedure penalty, you take back all that positive momentum. Now you're playing behind the chains in 2nd and 13 or 2nd and 12. Now you're playing right into this Wahoo Warriors defense where they feel outside on the edges, whether it's Dent going against Bordowski or their other receivers against their defensive backs. That's where Wahoo feels like they are very, very comfortable. On the season, the 3 starting defensive backs for Wahoo, they have 9 interceptions between those 3. They're aggressive and they make plays on the ball. Quick pass into the backfield,
and now it's a fumble as that one was incomplete. It was behind the line of scrimmage, and Wahoo takes it to the house. It's a touchdown.
That's a heads-up play by Landon Fye, where sometimes you see those kind of those quick screen or swing passes. You stop, right? We saw that last night with Westside where they jumped on the ball. This one was behind the line of scrimmage, behind the receiver. Nobody was able to finish. Landon Fye, really good job of playing heads up. Maybe that's the momentum boost. Quick, easy 6 points. Defense of this Wahoo Warriors gets this Wahoo Warriors team on the scoreboard with 6 points.
So he threw that ball at the 33-yard line, and it was caught or attempted to be caught. It was deflected. It probably should have been hauled in by the running back Keys at the 32.5. So by rule, that's a backwards pass, and it's a fumble. Great job being heads up and understanding the situation by, like you said, Jay, Landon Fye. And now it looks like the officials want to take another look at this one. So they're going to review it as we see on the scoreboard here. So he throws it. Maybe he was at the 32.5-yard line, but still that pass was behind the intended receiver, Corbin Keys. So you'll see on the TV, as we have one up in our press box, on the TV, the pass is behind the receiver
at the 33-yard line.
And if so, the quarterback Zeekman threw it from the 33, and the ball is bounced at about the 32.5-yard line. And a great job by Landon Fye. It was still catchable. It still is probably one that if you're Corbin Keys, you're sitting there saying, I should probably haul that one in. You got both hands on it, and just on that swing pass, it was deflected. It hit the turf, and Landon Fye took it for a scoop and score.
Yeah, we talked about last night with Westside, Omaha Westside, and obviously Miller South. When it was really, really cold last night, when you're throwing to your receivers against slants and skinny posts, you want to be a body catcher because you want to catch it with your body. That on that swing pass, you have to catch it with your hands. You cannot, in baseball, you can't let a ground ball eat you up because then you get the deflections. It went behind them. But also one thing that defensive coaches always tell defenders when the ball's on the ground, pick it up and score, to always make the referees make the call, because sometimes they might miss it or they might allow it. That's an easy, quick 6 points if it holds true for Landon Fye. And when points when offensive momentum, offensive efficiency for this Wahoo Warriors offense hasn't really been to their liking, scoring on defense sometimes, as we've seen, can jumpstart your offense.
So now the referee's having a conversation. They come away from the replay monitor. We'll see what the official call is. So the play on the field will stand. Wahoo gets a touchdown. And, I mean, here's the thing, Jay. You're sitting here a little under halfway through the second quarter. 6:04 is on the game clock. And if I'm Central City, I'm sitting here thinking, all right, we have 2 interceptions. We've given the ball back twice, and now a fumble, and that's the only way that Wahoo's gotten their points. You should probably be winning this game.
Yeah, Central. But when there is no game next week, every play, every series counts. And we saw this with Westside last night. They're on their bus ride home, or was last night, thinking we let one get away. If I'm Central City Grizzlies, I can't have that same mindset. We have got to start cashing in on some of the good plays that we've been able to generate on offense, or we will either, lose this championship and live with a lot of regret, or get blown out, because this Wahoo Warriors offense, once it gets going, is pretty hard to stop.
They need to get the game clock figured out, because it showed 0 on the timer, but now they get it 5:02 to play in the second quarter. And so it looks like I would imagine they'll add some time as well, because on our stat sheets, nope, they're going to say 5:02 is okay. All right, cool. So 6-0 your score after the Wahoo scoop and score. And it is, the point after is good. So 5:02 remains after the scoop and score on the backwards pass allowed Landon Fye, the junior defensive back, to take it to the house. 5:02 remains in the second quarter. Wahoo now leads 7-0. Just a reminder to let you know, we are here, C1 state championship game, Central City and Wahoo. Central City searching for their first state championship in school history, while Wahoo searching for their second state championship, their first since 2019. That's their second consecutive year being in the final game in the state championship, but last year they lost in the C1 title game, and they're trying for some revenge here today. They lead at 7-0 with 5:02 to go in the ball game. Later on tonight, Jay, we got Scott Catholic and Bennington. We saw Scott a couple of weeks ago. That should be a really good one.
Yeah, I mean, Bennington has really dominated Class B for the last 3 years, and obviously prior to that, it was Scott for 4 years. And so the two bell of the balls as far as Class B is going to be the Clash of the Titans tonight. Bennington is looking for a little bit of revenge, and Scott is looking for double revenge after losing to Bennington last year in the championship game. And so just like this game, you know, it's the recent history, and right now, and now Wahoo is up 7-0. It's going to be interesting to see with a little bit over 5 minutes what Central City does. Do you try to get Dent going? Do you try to mix up your passing route trees to get some explosive plays, or do you try to just get at the keys in different formations and different play calls? And the one thing that I liked about Central City when they faced the blitz backed up, I think they were at their 30 some odd yard line, was the quick middle screen. Essentially allow you to try to think their old rule is, look, as a defensive lineman, if they're not blocking you to the quarterback, you're not that good to get a sack. But they fell for it. Those type of plays, because what comes off of that, Nick, you could run the middle screen, or you could run a jailbreak screen that turns into a middle screen to get it to Dent. And we saw that actually. I keep going back to times at Nebraska, because obviously we have a ton of Nebraska fans that listen to us. A couple years ago, I think 2022, down in Oklahoma, we saw them do that to Bob Stoops' son multiple times when they needed to get their offense going. So Central City has plenty of options, but the execution and efficiency has to pick up, because right now it's not 0-0. You're down 0-7. Now the pressure's starting to mount.
The Wahoo kickoff goes out of bounds, so Central City takes over 1st and 10 at their own 35. They hand it off Keys on first down, and he immediately gets hit. Maybe fell forward for 3 yards up to the 38-yard line. 2nd down and 8 coming up.
Yeah, right. Initially, you thought the Central City Grizzlies had a really, really good play going there. They pulled it, a little bit of a counter, pulled it up inside the tackle box. The first puller blocked this guy. They missed number 22, Bordowski, coming off the corner. And that's something to look for if I'm a Central City offensive coach sitting here to our left. Anytime they've gotten, or Bordowski has gotten run to him without a receiver there, he's cat blitzing off the corner. So that might be something that you could do a little bit delay and get a big play.
Snap on 2nd down. They hand it off Keys once again, just trying to get some yards. Gets to the 40-yard line for a 3-yard gain. It'll bring up 3rd down and manageable, 3rd down and 5 here with 4:14 to go in the second quarter.
Hey, Nick, we saw Bordowski in the state tournament for Wahoo, and he's a backup point guard, but he plays basketball just like he plays football. He's active today. He's sticking his nose in there, and he's definitely playing a big part in stopping this run.
Yeah, a guy you'll always find around the ball, whether basketball or football. Defensive line for Wahoo shifts at the last moment, and Central City takes a peek back towards their sideline, and head coach Troy Hubert, they're standing on the west sideline of Memorial Stadium as they motion the running back Keys from left to right, now back to the left. They'll toss it left side here on 3rd down, has an opening, and then gets tripped up. It looked like Keys was going to have the first down and then some, but then all of a sudden Keys gets tripped up by his ankles, and now he's slow to get up. He'll be a couple of yards short of that first down line to gain.
He looked like he got kind of sandwiched between a couple Wahoo Warrior defenders and his blocker. Really good job there by the linebacker Kruger for number 31 for Wahoo. Took on the block, set the edge, held the edge, threw him off late, and was able to make a tackle on Keys there. And it's unfortunate that he's down there in some pain. Hopefully he's able to shake it off and get back into the game. And one thing, as we're all waiting to see how much damage he has to his foot there. Is we saw this last night when Millard South was struggling a little bit to score. Mm-hmm. And you see it now just because we're here from top-down view with Central City, as the Central City offense will get to the line of scrimmage, have an initial play call, look to the sideline. I think every time they've done that, Nick, it's turned into a negative play for the Wahoo Warriors as far as defensively being able to get a beat, because it seems like you're trying to call the perfect play based on what you think their defense is going to do, whereas you see some teams, and this I think helped Millard South, was once they sped up the tempo, they were able to dictate the pace. And you think about at the beginning of this game for Central City, they were able to dictate the pace on offense and defense, and they started to give it back to the Wahoo Warriors, which obviously led to Landon Fye being able to get that excellent fumble return for a touchdown. So right now, when you're thinking of it's about 4th and 4 or 5, it's this there 4th and 3 on your own 42-yard line. Without your best player going to be in at least for this play, if you decide to go for it, decision time is there. And this is where you need a great staff, Nick, is the head coach is out there checking on his best player, best offensive threat. And then now you have your assistant coaches over there. You have to make sure you get the attention of your offensive players because you want to make sure if you decide to go for it, that we have everybody's attention, because if we get this first down, we're able to control the clock going into halftime with 3 minutes and 30 seconds left, because this is a big part of the game. We always talk about it, both with the Huskers. Obviously, we do a lot of high school games as far as throughout the season. I always talk about the 4 to 6 minutes going into halftime, the 3 to 6 minutes after, and then the first 3 to 6 minutes going into the fourth quarter. And you can break that 6 minutes into 3 and 3 beginning and end of the fourth quarter. And so it'll be interesting to see what Central City does. A little bit based off what they found out initially for Keys, but more importantly, what they've decided here on the sideline while they waited.
So Corbin Keys finally getting helped off of the turf. He has somebody kind of holding him up on each side as he slowly limps off the field. He had a long walk from the far side to the near sideline, and he'll immediately go, it appears, towards the athletic table on that Central City sideline. So it does not look great for Corbin Keys right now, but we're not going to speculate as to what his timetable for a return might be. As Central City has it 4th down and 3, and they're going to go for it from their own 42-yard line, it appears.
Yeah, Corbin Keys has obviously got to sit out for a few plays, but Jacob Breezy comes in, and he averages almost 15 yards a carry. A little bit more of a speed back, and let's see what this combination comes. I look for him to get it to Dent.
Looking to pass. They're going to lob it on a wheel route over the top. It's dropped by the intended receiver. That is number 3, Jacob Brazi. As Jay mentioned, he subs in. They ran a wheel route with him up the far sideline, and the gamble does not pay off as Wahoo takes over at the Central City 42.
Trajectory and velocity was a big point of emphasis that I've talked about, especially as it starts to get a little bit cooler. The wind is obviously a little bit more prominent. Good job by Landon Fye there. He was initially beat because what they did was they aligned Brazy on a little bit of outside the tackle, ran the wheel route, put him in some stress, got a fingertip on it, and was able to stop that Central City passing attack. Now Wahoo has it in scoring position.
1st and 10 as they send marksman in motion from left to right. Now they'll hand it off. Here is number 22, Noah Bordovsky. Fumble on the play, and we're going to see who came up with it. Central City says they have it. We're waiting for the official signal, and they do. The Central City Bison get a big turnover as Bordovsky coughs it up, and Central City takes over 1st and 10 on their own 39.
Yeah, sometimes when you have a two-way player that's dominant as Kip Brigham, you're going to give him a little bit of a rest, and you think, oh, it's a perfect time to do it after a quick turnover. And the Bordovsky was fumbled it. But more importantly, did you see Jacob Rule, who knew exactly it was a fumble because he caused the fumble, and it was a good job and good hustle. Like we talked about this Central City defense, aggressive, run to the ball and try to cause havoc. Now they have the ball back. Let's see how aggressive they are coming here right before halftime.
It's 1st and 10 from the 39-yard line. Shotgun set. They turn, rolling to the right. Here's the quarterback. It's throwing it downfield. It's bobbled. It's tipped up in the air, and somehow it falls down to the turf as Wahoo had multiple guys in coverage, but Nora Bordovsky right there on the backside was in coverage. I want to say something about that fumble, Jay. Josiah Davis was the guy who made the tackle for Central City. He's the senior linebacker, and you know for sure that it was a fumble because the way that Bordovsky rolled over on top of him, he never touched the turf.
Yeah.
So you didn't even have to question whether or not that ball was out. For the referees, made their jobs easier.
Yeah, and it was a good job there by calling it for the rest. But more importantly, on that last play, Nick, is they did a little half rollout. Bladen Cole was wide open. I know those coaches over there saw it. Look for him to try that play again at halftime. They did a half roll. The slot ran what's called a bang 8. A skinny post was wide open because of the over-aggressive nature of the Wahoo Warriors' third level of their defense. Bordowski and number 13, was it Maxton, are ultra-aggressive, coming up against the run, going for the initial thought that the offense wanted to go to. Cole was wide open. It would have been tied game if he was able to see him.
It's 2nd down and 15 after a delay of game penalty. They take the snap. It's a halfback draw right up the middle, and barreling his way forward back to the original line of scrimmage is the ball carrier. I believe that's number 2, Caden Van Pelt, the junior wide receiver lined up at the running back there.
Yeah, really tough run there. Actually, was Brazy coming in.
Thank you.
Hasn't got a lot of run. Because Keys has obviously been the 2,000-yard rusher, and obviously more than 2,000 yards when you count the playoff production. And so a really good job of a tough run, kind of get you in third and realistic. It's 3rd and 10, but when you have a high-powered offensive passing attack, you can get more than 10 yards.
Caden Keys still sitting, Keys is still sitting on the athletic trainer's table as this pass downfield. It's grabbed, high-pointed, and taken away by Wahoo. That is number 13, Sam Marksman, who went up high, grabbed that football, and Wahoo gets their 3rd interception of the day.
Yeah, Wahoo, this Wahoo defense, and I talk about it. You have Sam Marksman, then you also have Logan Kelly, Alec Borchers, and Caden Christian. The multiple of interest, and you have 3 between the 3 that I just said lastly, but then also where you have Markson, who does a really good job in the middle of that field and being a field safety, being able to high point the ball. He's physical as far as coming up in the support and the run. Really, really smart play there. They must have told those guys down there that number 5 was open. They came back to it too little, too late.
1st and 10. Now they run a reverse. Here's number 26, Caden Smart, the ball carrier. He gets taken down at the 41-yard line. 7-yard gain on the play, 2nd down and 3.
A little bit of tempo here from Wahoo Warriors and a little bit of hot potato. Brigham to Smart. Brigham didn't have it, but he had enough savvy to just get it to Smart. Good job of controlling the ball, getting the ball, and is able to get some positive yards there.
Wahoo has to go with a little bit of urgency here. 1:38 to go until halftime. Wahoo leads 7-0. They turn, hand it off. Kip Brigham up the left side, doesn't get very far. Short gain of 2, maybe 3 yards on the play. That brings up 3rd down and short.
Yeah, look, when you had something going for Wahoo, then you get stymied here by this aggressive Central City Grizzlies front, where they have controlled the line of scrimmage from a physicality standpoint. Now it's even with this time, with 1 minute and 15 seconds left, you cannot continue to run the ball. You got to open this offense up and try to get a 1st down, also explosive play.
Wahoo has 3 timeouts remaining. Kip Brigham lined up in the Wildcat. He'll take it right side, has a lot of running room, bounces outside, still on his feet across the 45, across the 35, inside the 30, spun around, out of bounds, and Wahoo's in business inside the Central City 30-yard line. 1st and 10 after the big run by Kip Brigham.
And they came in with the Wildcat with the double tight end, double wing, letting everybody in the stadium know we're going to run it. Really good job by Brigham there, setting up your block after an excellent outside block there by Caden Christian, who obviously doubles as a defensive back as well. Broke it outside. Now you got the explosive run with 1 minute left.
Landon Fye is by himself at the bottom. They turn, play action, looking right side, a little stop and go as Kaminsky rolls out to the right, comeback route, pass hauled in by number 7 for Wahoo, Caden Christian inside the 10-yard line. It's going to be 1st and goal for the Warriors offense.
Really good job by Kaminsky of being poised. You not too far outside the pocket, and then an excellent job by Caden Christian. Looked like he was trying to run the go route. Once he saw his quarterback break the pocket, he came back to him, and that's a drill at every level that they do. Is when the quarterback is scrambling to your side, you come back to the ball. The guy opposite goes deep. Really good job by Caden Christian, not only catching it with his hands that we saw there, Nick, broke the tackle, got some yards after contact or after the catch or run after the catch, and then got out of bounds. only 4 seconds off the clock.
With 48 seconds to go in the second quarter, Wahoo takes their first timeout of the half, and why not? You can't take them into the locker room with you. As teammates mentoring, you can learn how to help empower a student today by the power of mentoring with teammates. Apply today at teammates.org. Once again, teammates.org. Okay, so Wahoo has a chance here to go up by 2 scores if they can get any sort of points as they lead it 7-0, 48 seconds to go until the half. Corbin Keys still sitting on the athletic trainers table on the Central City sideline. 48 seconds to play until the halftime mark. Central City will receive the opening kickoff at the start of the third quarter. But here's Wahoo. They have it first and goal.
This is a power T. This is a power T, old school Notre Dame and Army type of formation. Then they shift into it. Now you're going super overload. Look for Eli Shada to possibly get open here.
So now direct snap on the Wildcat. Kip Brigham cuts back up the middle, still stumbling, and he is in. Kip Brigham scores a touchdown for the Wahoo offense. And with 42 seconds left in the first half, Kip Brigham has another touchdown to his season total. It now sits at 35. And with 42 seconds left until halftime, Wahoo takes a 13-0 lead.
Really good job by Kip Brigham to keep churning his legs, strong runner, running behind his pads, almost kind of hid behind his offensive lineman after being hit initially at the 4-yard line. And you used to see, sometimes you think offensive lineman will push you in. He just slipped off that would-be tackler and got into the end zone. Now you're thinking here, Nick, if I'm Central City, our best player, Keys, is out. Wahoo Warriors defense, at least from the defensive backs as far as the second and third level, they feel very, very confident being able to turn Central City over, obviously with 3 first-half interceptions. Now it's the decision time for our coaches right to our left and the other coaches down there in the field. How are we going to get some sort of offense going? You have to assume that Keys is going to be out for the rest of the game. And obviously I see them putting ice on his knee there. So you got to assume that he's going to be out for the rest of the game. So now you have Brazy that comes in. You have a quarterback that you feel has been prolific in C1 as far as throwing the ball, but now we got to be a little bit more efficient. You come in with 9 interceptions, you go into halftime with 12, obviously 9 plus 3, or the 3 first half interceptions. You have to be able to score some points. Now you don't have to get it all back in one possession because you're down by, right now 14-0. But you can use this next 42 seconds, as we've seen a lot of times during the regular season and other Class A games. You can use this 42 seconds going into halftime is a little bit of like I call it free practice, but things that you possibly could try to soften up this Wahoo Warriors defense in the second half.
So there's 42 seconds until halftime. Wahoo has it teed up as they take a 14-0 lead. Their first touchdown came on a Landon 5 fumble recovery for a touchdown. The second touchdown was on Kip Brigham's short 5-yard run. Now this kickoff fielded, now reversing course. Here's Wyatt Dent as he turns around, spun around and thrown down at the 20-yard line, maybe even a yard shy. Nope, they're going to mark it at the 20-yard line. So now Central City has a choice as the clock is still running. They're not even paying attention to the clock and that it's still running. It's still running at 23 seconds. Now they stop it at 24. They lost 8 seconds of game time there because the clock just continued to run. But here we have it, 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. Central City has 2 timeouts to work with. Do you see them maybe take a shot, or do they just kneel it down? And it looks like they're going to go a little more conservative here and just kneel it down.
Yeah, I mean, they definitely have to regroup because you got to think, Nick, they started the game off with all the momentum, right? And then they lost it, obviously, with the multiple interceptions throughout the first half. And then, obviously, they gave Wahoo Warriors a free 7 points with the Landon 5 fumble recovery for touchdown. And then they just gave up the last 7 points and lost all momentum going into halftime. So as Central City runs into that locker room, we see to our right here, they got to do not soul searching, but you got to get together as a staff and figure out how you want to attack this defense. And then it's the biggest part of the adjustment, Nick, is going to come to our counterparts right over here to our left. And the reason why I say that, they have a top-down view. They can see the different coverages. They can see possibly where they'd like to attack. And then on the other side, the Wahoo Warriors, yes, we're up 14-0, but if I'm their coaches, we're the number 1 seed. We're 12-0. We haven't done anything really sustainable and productive offensively. So now we have to implore our offensive of staff and players to be better, because you always assume when you're playing the championship games that the other staff and the other players are going to step it up. and come back and make a comeback, because you have 11-1 Central City, 12-0 Wahoo Warriors, and you got a lot of football left. You got 24 minutes of football, which is essentially probably about an hour to 15 minutes of real time. This game is long, but over. And so either team or both teams have to make adjustments offensively. For both teams have to become more explosive and more efficient as they come out of halftime to win this championship.
At the half, your score, the Wahoo Warriors 14, the Central City Bison 0. Central City's got to figure out a way to score some points here in the second half, but for now, we'll send it back to our 93.7 The Ticket studios and to our guys Austin and the crew here during halftime of the Class C1 State Championship game on 93.7 The Ticket.
Discover the difference that expertise and experience can make in your real estate journey with Next Ag Appraisal and Realty. Whether you need an appraisal, sales, or farm management, Next Ag comes up with a solution with your legacy and goals in mind. Next Ag isn't just their name, it's your future. So why wait? Visit their website today at www.nextagrealestate.com or give them a call at 402-380-0432 and turn your dreams into reality. Your land, your legacy, their solution. Next Ag Appraisal and Realty.
It's game on at Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, Nebraska's premier Kawasaki dealership. Score big on Kawasaki's all-new Ridge lineup. The Ridge XR, the Ridge HVAC, and the Ridge Limited. All built to take on your day with a full factory cab, including heat and AC. Stop by Indian Motorcycle of Lincoln today and rule the streets on an Indian motorcycle with customer cash and trade-in credits up to $2,000 during the month of November. Elway Power Sports of Lincoln at 27th and I-80.
At Union Bank, people don't have your money. Your money has people. First home people, investment people, people who answer the phone and your chats, dream car people, dream retirement people, driving your dream car in your dream retirement people, small business people, credit card people, and all the other people you need. At Union Bank, our people help you do more than you dreamed possible. So stop in and say hello. We can't wait to see you. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
There's only one place this holiday season to shop for the sports fan in your life and get cash back for slightly used sports items you don't need anymore. Play It Again Sports. Check out their selection of new and used items, including home fitness equipment like treadmills, exercise bikes, and ellipticals. And get your lift with free weights, benches, and racks to add to your home gym. And don't forget, if you have anything slightly used to trade in, they'll give you instant cash. Holiday shopping starts and ends at Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
In today's digital landscape, the security of your business is non-negotiable. That's why you need better cybersecurity solutions. At Hamilton, we make it our business to protect your network, data, and digital assets with the latest in cybersecurity technology. Our dedicated team of experts has the technology in place to protect what matters most to you and your business. Stay ahead of cyber threats with better cybersecurity protection. Hire Hamilton at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Hey, bestie. Whoa, how'd you snag that awesome set of wheels? I'm in the market for a new car, too.
My friends at Members Own Credit Union. You're always in the driver's seat when it comes to your finances at Members Own.
Always in the driver's seat, huh?
Yep. They set you up with the loan that makes sense for your budget with great rates and top-notch customer service to boot.
Looks like we're going to need to make a pit stop.
Let's go. I'll drive. Hit the road to financial success and explore auto loan options with your best financial friend, Members Own Credit Union. For details, go to membersowncu.org/drive. Federally insured by the NCAA.
Where will your path take you, traveler? To seek fortune in a new career? Or on a journey to distant lands for a well-deserved vacation? Wherever you go, one distraction could spell disaster. You can change your fate, adventurer. Don't drive distracted. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Now back to On the Block with Strick and Austin on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back to 1040 O Street. We are with you for just about 15 minutes or so before we send you back to Memorial Stadium. Wahoo leads Central City 14-0 right now at the break in the Class C1 State Championship game.
I got family in Central City.
That's Rico. I'm Austin. Rico's pulling for Central City.
I am. I got family in Central. I don't know nobody on this team, but
they're all family.
But they in the club, we all fam.
Is there a club in Central City?
There's not a club in Central City.
I didn't think so. Don says Saunders County representing today with C1 and C2 in the state championships. Here's to Wahoo Public Finishings. We got Rico versus Don right now.
What's up, Don? Square up, dog.
We're not squaring up with the text line 2 days before Thanksgiving.
I will.
We're not doing that.
I will.
I
got
want
2
to
days.
do that. Please don't do that.
Square up today, square up tomorrow, but on Thanksgiving, we hugging.
Then you're going on the naughty list.
No, we're not.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Are your kids excited for Christmas or are they in Thanksgiving mood?
They are excited for Christmas, but we don't allow them to be excited for Christmas because the Thanksgiving erasure needs to stop.
Thank you.
Thanksgiving is a holiday, people.
You.
Everybody that's putting up, and look,
we love Charlie Proper. They did a great job.
Did a
Check them out
job
today. They have a phone number of 601-228-2790. It looks fantastic.
It looks great out here, but no Christmas decorations in our house until after Thanksgiving.
Black Friday.
Yep.
Yes.
We put the lights.
You.
So we put the lights up on the roof because it's going to get cold.
Nice.
And I'm not trying to deal with that.
Mm-hmm.
And then Rachel just wanted the tree, but there's no ornaments on it. We got the tree up and it's just lit up. So, it's just lit. It's just lit. But people that have like the trees and the reindeer outside and the inflatable Santas and all of the lights on their houses and like all that stuff, you're crazy because you did that as soon as Halloween ended. And all the stores that have their Santas and their lights and all that stuff, and they have that in like September. How dare you? How dare you?
I was telling Buck, I don't have to like it, but I at least respect the business end of it, right? Make your money.
No, I don't. You're ridiculous. Don't make your money. Make me money.
There's more money in Thanksgiving than I think stores realize, but they don't get a chance to realize it because they skip straight to Christmas.
Exactly.
Makes no dang sense.
I would buy Thanksgiving inflatables.
Would you know?
I would. I want more. My thing is, I'm a big decorate for Halloween guy. I don't have a lot, but I would. And there's a house.
Spooky season
there's
guy?
a house down the street that does it the way I want to do it, and apparently they have like a shed for all of their Halloween stuff, and I would do the same. But I'm a big Halloween decoration guy. Rachel likes Christmas decorations. She really is excited to decorate for Christmas, but she does not decorate. We do not decorate until Black Friday. We don't decorate till after Thanksgiving because Thanksgiving is an amazing holiday that doesn't get enough respect or love. And I'm not here for people who erase Thanksgiving off of their calendars. It is a holiday, damn it.
Preach.
Ridiculous.
We do have 2 Thanksgiving meals to give away, by the way. So Jeff and Caitlin, your families will be fed thanks to our friends at Muchachos and Soulful Casino. Appreciate all the people who nominated. We'll give a couple more Thanksgiving meals away tomorrow. Get your submissions in here if you know a family that needs a hand on Thanksgiving. Let us know, 402-464-5685. Reach out to us, any of us here at The Ticket, at our emails. Find us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, whatever. DM us. We got some amazing people willing to help out this holiday season. So Caitlin and Jeff, you will be contacted. Thanksgiving meal here coming your way. Let's hit the text line here real quick. After we pause 10 seconds for station identification, you're listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet, KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Austin Norman, Rico with you here on 93.7 The Ticket. Old Dad 34 says, Rico, you calm down. Haha, love the energy.
I will never calm down. If you know anything about me, old dad, I will never calm down. I'm never calm. 0 things about me are calm. Also, my Knicks destroyed the Denver Nuggets last night, so I can't calm down.
We'll get there.
I know we will.
T.I. says, Rico, on Thanksgiving, we huggin'. Until then, we thuggin'. And standing on business, I agree with the Thanksgiving take.
Hell yeah.
There are dozens of us.
I gotta stand on business. It helps me to be 6 foot.
Thunder Not Collins, I'm with Rico. Give the turkey its day.
Hell
All
yeah.
caps and 3 exclamation points.
Woo!
Are you a Thanksgiving turkey, Thanksgiving ham guy, or family?
My family, so my side of the family is big ham. Rachel's side is turkey. Yeah, turkey. But I mean, I'm here for turkey. I'm not the biggest turkey fan. I'm more of the ham kind of guy, holiday ham kind of guy. But I'll eat some turkey. I will.
Respect it.
And then I'll take a nap.
Are you a savory ham or like a sweet honey ham?
Oh, sweet honey ham all day.
Miss me with it.
All day. Sweet honey ham. My grandma makes the amazing ham. We got the brown sugar. We got the cloves. We got the pineapple. We got all of it. It's delicious. Delicious.
Thunderknock Collins says, it takes a lot of business for Rico to be 6 foot tall, even with that stocking cap on.
Damn straight.
D-Man says, Rico, I haven't heard your opinion on the cat trade for the Knicks. How are you feeling about it? I'm a huge Knicks fan, and I love your takes.
Well, okay. Here we go. Strap in. So first, when the trade first happened, I was distraught because the big ragu was gone. All right, Dante DiVincenzo was gone. Distraught. Also, he might be on a trading block. I don't know if that means anything. But
you also wanted Julius Randle gone for a while, so you're pretty happy with it.
I didn't want him gone. I just thought maybe a change of scenery would work because, look, the man poured everything, his entire heart into New York, and I was sad to see him go. But at the moment of the trade, if you look at those two, Cat and Julius, same player. Cat's just 7 feet tall. That was what I thought. I was like, you're getting the same guy. He's just 7 feet tall. Turns out I was completely wrong about that. Cat is amazing, revitalizing his career in New York. Not to say that he was bad in Minnesota, but playing so much better in New York right now. I am so excited for it. Him and Jalen Brunson. Jalen Brunson, who is turning into less of a scorer, more of a distributor, which I love. Fantastic. He's not going to be scoring 30 points a night anymore, but he'll give you 20 and double-digit assists. He had like 17 assists the other night. I'm here for it. It's a fantastic trade. He may not be the rim protector that New York needs at center, but it's totally fine because he scores with the best of them. So the Cat trade was fantastic, and New York is going to win the championship this year.
There you have it, D-Man.
There you go.
Do you agree? 402-464-5685. I have a feast week on right now. That is not NBA, obviously. CJ Wilcher just canned a 3 for Texas A&M against Oregon. D-Man comes back and says, great points. I was significantly wrong about Cat. If he plays this way all year, we will be very dangerous.
Bodega Cat, baby.
Do you think he can sustain it?
Yes. Not all of it, but yes. I think the rebounding part of it, he'll be able to sustain. The scoring part will probably take a dip, but that's what Jalen Brunson is for. His scoring. If Cat's scoring takes a dip, Jalen Brunson will pick up the slack. Be okay. Plus, if OG's going to pour in 30, I mean, it's a problem.
Hey, even Mikal Bridges, we made a lot of his shooting form or lack of form.
Yeah, he's good now.
He seems to have rounded back into proper Mikal Bridges-ing.
Yeah, he's good now. And Josh Hart's going to give you like 10 rebounds and 10 assists
in 48 minutes.
And 10 points in 48 minutes. He'll give you 10, 10, 10. Exactly. It's not going to be a triple-double with like 16, 12, and like 13. It's going to be 10, 10, 10.
10, 10, 10.
He's just going to get you double digits.
Texas A&M 23, Oregon 17 right now. Ryan Kalkbrenner is going through it. Creighton loses 71-53 to San Diego State. And here's the interesting part about that, Rico, is obviously Creighton losing. It is wildly fascinating.
You love
me.
it.
But that game took place at the Players Era Festival, the NIL tournament.
Yeah.
That Creighton got an invite to. The second game here is Oregon and Texas A&M. Those look like some schools that don't necessarily need help with NIL. Why are we inviting the rich schools that don't need help with NIL to an NIL tournament?
Because they bring fans, ?
Do they, though?
I don't know. Who would you have invited?
Well, at one point, Rutgers was slated to play in this
Yeah,
thing.
well, Rutgers went to Kennesaw State and lost, so.
They did.
That
was pretty funny. Shout out the Owls.
America's Owls.
America's Owls is right. Hootie hoot.
We here for it.
Ryan Kalkbrenner did score double digits. He had 11 points on 5 of 12 shooting. He was 1 of 3 at the free throw line. Creighton is broken now without Stephen Ashworth. Even with Stephen Ashworth, obviously Nebraska handled business. The Jays shoot 21 of 62, 33.9% overall, 6 of 31 from 3, and only 2 players made threes. It was Jackson McAndrew, 4 of 11, and Pop Isaacs, 2 of 10. Only made threes. Creighton also 5 of 13 on free throws.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah. The Creighton Blue Jays, 5 of 13 on free throws. Kalkbrenner, 1 of 3. Ty Davis, 0 for 2. Pop Isaacs, 2 for 4. Shot the most. Blue Jays actually managed to tie San Diego State in rebounds, but the Aztecs blocked 9 shots. Kalkbrenner had 5 himself. but 9 block shots for the Aztecs. Creighton's got some soul searching to do right now.
Yeah,
in the
Creighton,
worst way, and I love it.
Yeah, you're here for it. I don't even know why. You're 100% here for Creighton just failing and flopping around like a dead fish.
Correct.
Or like an almost dead fish is a fish out of water. That's what you're here for.
Hey, like a bird out of the sky.
Yeah, something like that. Look, man, Creighton, as much as people don't want, they'll be fine. They'll get it right.
Hope not.
And they'll be one of those teams. They'll make it into the tournament once
not.
again. And Kalkbrenner will figure out how to not just be tall and how to score again.
Ryan Kalkbrenner, just big.
He's just big. He's just tall. That's all he is.
Brian Dutcher kind of gave the game away at halftime. He said, just put someone in front of him and someone behind him.
Yeah. Nebraska figured it out. And now everybody's like, oh, it's that easy?
Brian Dutcher copied Fred Hoiberg's homework.
Okay, we'll just do that.
It was funny.
Hey, but he took 12 shots. Didn't do as well.
He did.
Didn't do as good as Nebraska did.
But only made 5 of them. So
that's more than he made against Nebraska.
It's true. It's kind of funny because John Hull made more field goals than Ryan Kalkbrenner did this week.
Ayo.
Hey, got him. He's Rico. I'm Austin. We got just a couple minutes before we get you back out to Memorial Stadium. Stick with us. Second half of Wahoo and Central City with the Warriors leading the Bison 14-0. Second half comes your way here momentarily.
Empower a child today with a Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with a child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
If you're a homeowner or a business owner, you have a lot of projects, and no one has an unlimited budget or time. Sunbelt Rentals makes all jobs less stressful with no need to purchase large equipment or hire a crew. You can do it yourself with rentals and everything from aerators and power rakes for spring yard work to stump grinders, concrete mixers, tile saws, and more. Check out their inventory in Lincoln, north of Cornhusker Highway on 56th Street, or online at sunbeltrentals.com.
At Union Bank, people don't have your money. Your money has people. First home people, investment people, people who answer the phone and your chats, dream car people, dream retirement people, driving your dream car in your dream retirement people, small business people, credit card people, and all the other people you need. At Union Bank, our people help you do more than you dreamed possible. So stop in and say hello. We can't wait to see you. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
There's only one place this holiday season to shop for the sports fan in your life and get cash back for slightly used sports items you don't need anymore. Play It Again Sports. Check out their selection of new and used items, including home fitness equipment like treadmills, exercise bikes, and ellipticals. And get your lift with free weights, benches, and racks to add to your home gym. And don't forget, if you have anything slightly used to trade in, they'll give you instant cash. Holiday shopping starts and ends at Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
It's game on at Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, Nebraska's premier Kawasaki dealership. Score big on Kawasaki's all-new Ridge lineup. The Ridge XR, the Ridge HVAC, and the Ridge Limited. All built to take on your day with a full factory cab, including heat and AC. Stop by Indian Motorcycle of Lincoln today and rule the streets on an Indian motorcycle with customer cash and trade-in credits up to $2,000 during the month of November. Elway Power Sports of Lincoln at 27th and I-80.
Discover the difference that expertise and experience can make in your real estate journey with Next Ag Appraisal and Realty. Whether you need an appraisal, sales, or farm management, Next Ag comes up with a solution with your legacy and goals in mind. Next Ag isn't just their name, it's your future. So why wait? Visit their website today at www.nextagrealestate.com or give them a call at 402-380-0432 and turn your dreams into reality. Your land, your legacy, their solution. Next Ag Appraisal and Realty.
Now back to high school football on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back into Memorial Stadium as we're at the half in the Class C1 state championship game. The Wahoo Warriors lead 14-0 over the Central City Bison. Nick Sainert, Jay Foreman back with you from Memorial Stadium here on a Tuesday afternoon. Central City needs to find some answers offensively, Mr. Foreman. Wahoo, though, able to get a scoop and score. That's how they scored their first touchdown. And then a nice, complete, balanced drive finished off by a Kip Brigham touchdown to get their 13th and 14th points of the game. For Central City, probably going to be without their best player, Corbin Keys, for the entirety of the second half. He was walking off the field at the end of the first half with crutches and had an ice pack over his left knee. So you got to go under the assumption that Corbin Keys will not be available for the second half for Central City. For Wahoo, what do they need to keep on doing to keep ahead of this one and win the title?
Well, Wahoo has just got to keep playing defense. I mean, you got to think you have 3 interceptions against this passing attack of Central City, so more of the same. And then offensively, you got to get Kip going, and then also you got to find a way to find somebody besides Kip, bring him in the run and pass game. Maybe it's Shada, maybe it's more Kaminsky, maybe a little bit of quarterback draws to get it going here. Now, obviously, I think Bordowski is obviously an offensive threat. When you think about it, he has 762 yards rushing, 18 touchdowns. He's also effective enough and skilled enough that he can run some of those now screens or jailbreak screens, as I like to call them. Or you see somebody like Landon Fye come out there and, who has 3 touchdowns on the year to provide a spark besides the big 2. And so if I'm Wahoo, I'm thinking more of the same. Obviously, we're not expecting to score again on defense, but I think more defense, nothing deep, nothing cheap, but more importantly, the pressure is on Central City and their coaches. Find a way to get it to Dent, right? Wyatt Dent, who comes in with 1,057 yards, 13 TDs, or do you start to feature Jacob Brazy, who averages 15 yards a carry, but is obviously shown to be able to run behind his pads? Or is it somebody like Jacob Rule, who's the backup, not the backup runner, but he's got a couple carries already today. He can run a little bit kind of a Keys. You're going to have to find a way to, I wouldn't say be explosive. You got to be efficient, because in the beginning of the game, they controlled the pace of the game. They were able to mix in a good portion of run and pass, and they were able to get out on the perimeter when they wanted. Defensively, I think they're playing well enough when you sense of, if I'm a defensive coach from Central City, to say, hey, look, fellas, we've only given up 1 touchdown score, and that's with a short field. And so if I'm Central City, we got to get back to what got us here, which is efficient passing game, just good enough run game with Keys being out for the rest of the game. You see him walking here on crutches. I hate to see him, out there like that, because I know how important it is, not only to Central City, the community, but also the football program. But he would want his teammates to go out there and represent. And the pressure is going to fall on Dent and Zickman and Dent. They got to get going. How do you do it, Nick? We saw it last night with Millard South. Once you stop mixing up the formation, trying to get cute, your big-time players will start making big-time plays. So look for Dent to be the focus of the offense in the second half.
So we are just about a minute away from starting the third quarter here, as both teams on the field after exiting the locker room. While we have a moment, let's do a little bit of an action of a roll call. Where's everybody listening from? 402-464-5685. Feel free to send us a text. You can always tweet at us, Nick_Sainert at Foreman 5644. I think that's what your Twitter is.
You know who I am. I know people up there. I know it was tweeted out. I know it was tweeted out that I was.
Foreman 5644 on Twitter.
5644.
There it is.
I'm him. Do I gotta say Google me?
No.
Don't do that.
Nick_Sainert. You can
might
always
be a lot of
tweet at
stuff
us.
to come up. Skeleton bones. Boop, 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 boop.
Let us know where you're listening from on a Tuesday afternoon. Appreciate you guys as always. Wherever you're listening, whether it's on our FM dial, whether it's the mobile app, whether it's the Starter Heyman Jewelers live video stream on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, or Allo Channel 961, you can always reach out to us. Let us know where you're listening from. We'd love to see and hear you guys wherever you are at on a Tuesday afternoon. All right, Wahoo's up 14-0 over Central City. We're ready to get underway here in the start of the third quarter. Nick Sainert, Jay Foreman with you from Memorial Stadium as we are winding the football season down. Just a game and a half left now as we have these 2 quarters and then the Class B title game to end your Tuesday night and end the football season between Scott Catholic and Bennington later on this evening. Wahoo to kick things off to start the third quarter. And here we go as Central City will field the kickoff at the 6-yard line. Running left side, here is the return man, has a little bit of a hole, bounces outside with some running room before he's taken down at the 32-yard line, and that's where Central City will set up shop to start the third quarter.
Really good return there by Jacob Brazy. You see the speed that he has. Listen, he looks like a track runner, long legs and galloping. He can pick up some rate of speed really, really quick. So, listen, also, Nick, we didn't mention Tyler Hankey, who is a sophomore that came into the game with 625 yards and 13 TDs. he hasn't had one reception. So it's not only Dent, it's Hankey that can get going, or Hankey to loosen up Dent, or Dent be the feature and Hankey can be the closer. So look for Central City with Zickman controlling the pieces to this offense, start to get going through the air.
First down and 10 from the 32-yard line. They'll motion a tight end from right to left and stack some guys on that left side of that line. Play action pass thrown to the right side, intended for number 13 for Central City. That's Wyatt Dent. It was underthrown, and that was Bordowski in coverage.
Yeah, Bordowski is quite the player. You know, he's a feisty young player there. And then obviously very, very aggressive on the basketball court, very, very aggressive as a defensive back. He's looked like he's been up for the challenge to go against one of the best receivers, not only in Class C, but in the state of Nebraska and Dent.
Jay, do you feel like it's weird the way I say Bison?
Yeah, everything you do is weird.
Oh,
but that's just what you've learned at Pius X.
Okay, there it is. This is on second down and 10. They'll motion the running back out into the flat. Quick slant. It was almost intercepted. A couple of risky passes here early on for Parker Zickman, the Central City quarterback. The reason I asked, Mississippi Mud Dog on the text line, listening from 48th and Vine. Shout out to Mud Dog. But they say that he said that he hates the way I say Bison.
Hey,
so
I'm
that's
right
why
there.
I was asking.
I'm right there with you, Mississippi Mud Dog. But back to the game. Zickman has to do a better job. I know he wants to get Dent going. Obviously, the first two plays have been called, or his numbers have been called. But you have to move the defense, especially when you have Bordowski, who's an aggressive corner, essentially locking up on him man-to-man.
On third down, a hit as he throws. Bordowski with the interception. Going back the other way. Scratch that. That's Caden Smart, number 26, not number 22. And Wahoo has the football going back the other way.
Yeah, the pressure there was Eli Shader, where he forced Zickman into a inopportune throw. And look, he's beating himself up there. He's actually banging himself across the head, and he just really threw it up there to Caden Smart. Good job of high pointing the ball. Almost was a pick six. Another score for this Wahoo Warriors defense. Caden Smart with the hustle. With Dent with the hustle to get Caden Smart before he could score. Now Wahoo Warriors once again in a very, very advantageous position to get a 3-score lead. And once you get up to 21-point rule, Nick, you know what happens on PlayStation, right?
11:35 to go in the third quarter as Kip Brigham's in the backfield. He'll get the handoff on first down. Big hole up the middle, inside the 10, inside the 5, and it will be first and goal. They're going to mark him down at the 6-yard line with 11:26 to go in the third quarter.
I'm starting to hear the echo from 84th and O Street. As the game goes on, and if it continues along this place, the echo will be here. You're starting to hear it. And also, you see right now what's happening here, it's a little bit of, okay, we had a game plan. We threw an interception. You lose the momentum. And now you're starting to see this running attack of the Wahoo Warriors take advantage of it. Look at Central City lining up a little bit slower. Don't look as interested in it, knowing that you could possibly be down 21-0 to this great Wahoo Warriors team.
Here's Kip Brigham trying to bounce it outside. Sheds one tackle, and he waltzes into the end zone. Kip Brigham, for the second time today, puts the Wahoo Warriors up 20-0. They take advantage of the Central City Bison interception, and they walk in as Kip Brigham scores another touchdown today. That is his 36th of the season, and Wahoo, with 10.5 to play in the third quarter, leads this one by 3 scores.
Yeah, as the game is starting to go on, Wahoo Warriors, especially at the end of the second quarter, they start to churn out more yards like you've seen all year. Kip Brigham obviously, got into the end zone. Good, strong run, broke a tackle, then had enough speed to get to the corner of the end zone to cash in for 6 points.
The point after by Wahoo is no good. It was pulled left into the north bleachers at Memorial Stadium. So with 10:48 to play in the third quarter, Wahoo leads now 20-0 over Central City. Shout out to Lemonhead, who's listening in Havelock area in Lincoln, as well as Old Dad 34 tuning in from Vermilion, South Dakota. Have you frequented Vermilion?
No, I've never been there.
Okay.
I've never been there. I've been to South Dakota. I think I've been up by Vermilion.
I would hope you've been to South Dakota.
I have, and I went up there, went fishing with some buddies, and we had a little bit of luck. That not as much as I'd like, but I need to go back and improve my dominance up there as far as fishing. But I've not been to Vermilion. It sounds like a place far, far away. But I'm going to tell you this though, Nick. If I'm Central City, being down 20-0, right, and I gotta get Zickman back on track here. The talk with him has to be, listen, you're a great player. You've led us all the way here. Don't press anymore. Let's play our best game from here on out. With 10 minutes and 48 seconds left in the third quarter, and we got a whole fourth quarter to go, if we get going, which is going to be led by you, with Dent, what's so funny?
Nothing. Text line, man. It's good.
It's good?
It's good. Vermilion's not that far away. It's right across the border.
Oh, it is?
It sounds like it's somewhere far, far away.
It does. It sounds like it's up there by North Dakota border. It does, man.
I know.
I probably have been there.
You probably have.
I need to check. Here's what I'll do. Text line. I will check and see where I was. I think it was in close proximity to Vermilion. Vermilion just sounds like in the middle of nowhere.
It just sounds like it's in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, no disrespect.
Nope.
Yeah,
nope.
Great country up there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Great people, too.
That is correct. 20-0
Never
is
met
your
any of you,
score.
but I know you guys are nice. Be nice to your neighbor.
10:48 to go in the third quarter. Wahoo ready to kick things off here in quarter number 3. 20-0 they lead as Wahoo searching for their first state title since 2019. They boot this one away. Backpedaling, the return man fields it at the 2-yard line, backpedals to the 1, and now ready to go. He reverses field, going left side. Here is number 3 for Central City. That's Jacob Brazy, and a penalty flag is on the play, marked at the 14-yard line.
Yeah, you might have a block in the back here, and so if I'm Central City and our coaches, we got to make sure we gain some composure. There's a lot of time left in this game. Even though you're down 20-0, you have to revert back to the first 6 to 8 minutes of this game where you controlled this game unquestionably, as far as the pace, physicality, and execution. So it's going to start with number 7, then 13 and 26. You got to challenge these guys. You got sometimes, Nick, you look when you're in the last game, whether you're a senior, it's a championship game, and you're down by 3 scores. You can say, okay, well, there's no hope. No, there's always hope, especially with this much time is left. You're backed up now. It's going to be one play at a time, one series at a time, because as we know, we've called hundreds of high school games. The last 6 minutes in the fourth quarter seems like forever. So you got to get to that point. Ideally, if we're Central City, within one score and try to win it there, because you're not going to call a 20-point play being backed up here with 10 minutes and 39 seconds left in the third quarter.
Yeah, Parker Zeekman on that last drive as Central City takes over 1st and 10 on their own 7-yard line after the block in the back. They'll take the snap on first down. Quick pass right side, almost intercepted, as it looked like Kip Brigham had his eyes set on the goal line. He almost picked that one off, but it went through his hands and it fell incomplete. But rather, that was number 31 for Wahoo, Harrison Krieger.
Yeah, Krieger has done a really good job. I mean, this whole defense looked like they are starting to clamp down. You got Brigham, you got Brodowski's over there. Then you got Caden Smart, who is locking down in the slot. These guys from Wahoo has taken it a challenge as far as out there, skill position wise. Their corners against the receivers of Central City to lock these guys down in this championship game.
Here's Brazy as he gets the handoff on 2nd down and 10 across the 10-yard line as well to the 13. It's going to be a gain of 6 on 2nd down, makes it 3rd and a little more manageable at 3rd and 4.
Yeah, I like that run. I like what Brazy's come in, and obviously not an ideal situation coming in behind Keys. He's ran the ball pretty hard and been pretty effective.
Nice easy pitch and catch here on the right side with a lot of running room. Here is number 25, Graham Nutzman.
No. That's
number 26. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Number 26, Turner Hankey with the touchdown from 87 yards out. Man, have you ever butchered a touchdown call like that, Jay Foreman?
No,
there
I
you
haven't,
have
because I know it was Turner Hankey. I don't know who between me and you said number 26 comes in with 13
That is
touchdowns.
correct.
He has to be a feature. Really good job there, Nick. It was a little RPO action, throw it to the flat, big, strong kid, breaks the tackle, good perimeter blocking. Obviously, really good block there by Dent. Next thing you know, he hits the sideline. And what do you do, Nick? Here's what you ever hit the sideline and cock your head back? No, you didn't.
I did not.
You start at the numbers, then you run to the sideline. That gives you an extra 5 yards of leeway, so you don't get hawked down out here. And now, listen, Nick, we started with the drive with 10 minutes and 38 seconds left. A quick score there. Now the whole momentum, atmosphere in the stadium has changed. A little bit more excitement there for Central City.
The point after is up, and it is good. So 10:03 to go in the third quarter. Central City gets on the board with an easy pitch and catch from the quarterback, Parker Zeekman, to number 26. That's Turner Hankey. That's 26, the sophomore tight end, Turner Hankey, as he takes it 87 yards for the score. Let's take a 30-second timeout. We'll be right back on 93.7 The Ticket.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with a child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
Now back to high school football on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
10:03 to play in the third quarter, 20-7. Wahoo with the 13-point lead, but now things maybe getting a little more interesting if Central City can get a stop defensively. Mm-hmm. And that's what that RPO that they just ran there, it allowed Zeekman an easy pitch and catch. Every single other pass play that we've seen, especially in the second half that led to that interception on Central City's first drive of the third quarter, they've all been shots vertically. That one was a little more of an easy throw for Zeekman to hit, and he allowed Turner Hankey to do the rest.
Yeah, good safe pass there. Got him some confidence. Got to one of his better receivers, and then obviously 87 yards later, you got 7 points, excuse me. Now we'll see if the Central City defense can play with a little bit more energy and stop this Wahoo offense.
But here comes Wahoo, the return man. This is Landon Fye up the near sideline across the 45 and down at the 48-yard line. He points towards that north end zone, and Wahoo takes over, sets up at 1st and 10 at their own 48-yard line.
Big return there by Landon Fye. Obviously, you felt like the momentum was over on Central City's sideline. Wahoo got it right back with a big return almost to the 50-yard line. Let's see if they can put together a lengthy drive. The last two touchdowns they've had have been set up by the defense, and so now let's see if they can go 52 yards to pay dirt.
9:54 to go in the third quarter. They'll motion Caden Smart from left to right. He now is that tight end. They hand it off to Kit Brigham. Brigham barreling his way forward, lowering the shoulder. He's got really good patience, Jay. Yeah. He didn't just shoot up that gap. He kind of let it develop, and he gets 6 yards out of it.
Yeah, they run like that midline mesh and kind of let that wedge blocking of that Wahoo Warriors offensive line kind of get some movement against the Central City defensive line. And he's real patient. He kind of dips in and out of holes, and then also he has really, really good balance. And then when it's time to go into contact, he has excellent balance or excellent power as well.
2nd down and 4 yards to go. It's 20-7. Wahoo with the lead and the football. Ball is on the Central City 46-yard line. Shotgun set, Kit Brigham to the right of Kaminsky. 2 wideouts to the top. They turn, fake the handoff, rolling to the right. There he goes. A simple out route, and it's dropped by the receiver on the 2nd down pass attempt. It will bring up 3rd down and 4.
Oh, Josh Fox had one. You know what happened, Nick? He hasn't been targeted all game long. Really good route. He ran essentially what we used to call a NIF route, which is when you look like you're going to run a slant or in route, and then you kind of pivot back out there and settle down at the numbers. Had it, turned upfield, dropped it. But Central City, we're thinking like, okay, if we can get a turnover here, a turnover and downs and force Wahoo to punt, now we can get back to our offense. It looked like they have a little bit of life.
3rd down and 4, ball on the Bison 46-yard line. 9:05 to play in the third quarter. They'll shift some guys on the offensive line. Shotgun set, Brigham to the left. He gets the handoff on 3rd down, shoots through that right hole gap on the right side, and he lunges forward for a 1st down at the 41-yard line.
Yeah, that overload, super overload offensive formation by Wahoo has paid off dividends. And whether they need 2-3 yards or they've got a couple explosive runs out of there, they've also switched things up where they put Caden Smart to the weak side, which next to an offensive lineman, and move Eli Shada over to the unbalanced side, and they're running right behind him. They're getting double team, and they're just mushing guys out of the way and allow Brigham to find his hole and got a 1st down.
So Kaminsky will now reset as with 8 seconds on the play clock. They send a man in motion from right to left. They're overloading that left side of the line. Now they'll roll out left side looking to take a shot. Has a man. It's underthrown. The receiver had to come back to it. And fortunately enough for Central City, the defender in coverage did not turn around and find the football. He just kept his hands up like you see a basketball defender trying to stay vertical, and he ran into the receiver at the exact same time that the ball got there. No penalty flag. It makes it 2nd and 10.
Yeah, no harm, no foul if I'm Central City coaching staff when I'm talking to the refs. Now, the Wahoo coaching staff is saying, listen, even though you had your hand straight up, you got to make a play on the ball, but a really good job there by number 18, Truman Ryan, to playing up through the defender. Ideally, you'd like to see him turn around because he had a possible chance at an interception as well.
Yeah, Chad Fox on the Wahoo sideline wanted a penalty flag thrown. Here's Kaminsky. He gets hit and dropped back near midfield as Central City's shot through the gap right in the middle of the offensive line. That's big number 44, Connor Erickson, the junior linebacker, 5'10", 200 pounds, throwing his body weight on top of Kaminsky.
Really good job there. I think Central City had a run blitz on, and Wahoo was trying a little bit of a bootleg action, and he read it perfectly, shot the gap, and he was on. He was on that quarterback Kaminsky from Wahoo before he could make a decision. Look, it's always the cause and effect. You kind of get a little bit of an early Christmas present without the pass interference. Now you got Wahoo way behind the chains thinking you can get the ball back.
It's 3rd and a mile, 3rd and 18 officially, and we have a false start, I believe. No, a timeout on set with charge to Central City. They're asking who called the timeout. I don't think Central City actually called a timeout. I think they were expecting that Wahoo, they sent a man in motion. That was Landon Fye.
Mm-hmm.
They sent Landon Fye in motion. I think they were expecting a false start because he was not set by the time they snapped the ball. Central City coaches were going down the sideline saying, we didn't call a timeout, and the official has to honor it.
It's almost like, you know what, Nick, I saw on X do you think they can hear him from up here? We need to open ours up.
We can't. They got the windows jammed.
We need to coach from down here. We guys, we got to say, run past and all that stuff. It reminds me, I saw it on X. This is yesterday, I think, was the anniversary of the Pittsburgh Steelers at the Detroit Lions during Thanksgiving, their annual Thanksgiving game that Detroit used to always host. That Jerome Bettis called tails. The referee said he called heads. Gave the ball in overtime to the Detroit Lions, and Detroit end up going down the field and scoring. It's not funny,
I know,
because I know what it's like.
Look,
there is pressure going out there, whether you're saying heads or tails, because the coaching staff and the players think, well, if Jay goes out there and he doesn't win the toss, we're not going to send him out there anymore. Let alone the ref says you called heads when you called tails, and you end up losing on a nationally televised game. That's what it looked like right there as far as the I guess ghost timeout by Central City.
Another thing to just mention is the head coach wasn't anywhere close to the referee. The head coach is the only one that can call a timeout.
Yeah.
So the referee thought that the head coach for Central City and Troy Hubert was next to him. He wasn't. And so really that shouldn't have been a timeout, but it was. 3rd and 18, ball on the 50. Here's Wahoo looking to take a shot. They throw it, intermediate route, caught inside the 40-yard line, dragging defenders. There's going to be a penalty marker on the play. For now, the ball will be spotted at the 35-yard line, which makes it 4th down and very short, 4th and 3 after a 15-yard pass completion to Caden Kristen. However, penalty marker sitting at the 40-yard line.
Yeah, that Wahoo offense is starting to walk back. Now they're really in 3rd and forever. But really good job there by Kaminsky to Caden Kristen to get it, make 2 guys miss, and get it or get close enough to the 1st down marker if there wasn't a penalty flag. So if I'm Central City, we got to have a better standard. We are not just only trying to get them the 4th down. We're trying to keep them pinned back so we can get the offense into, when they get the ball back, into an advantageous position to try to get some more points on the board before the end of the 3rd quarter. But they got bailed out by, I think, which was a block in the back here.
It was.
Yeah, a block in the back here by Eli Shada against the Central City defender. Good hard play right there, hustling to the ball, but they declined it. Now we got to replay a 3rd and long.
3rd down and 16. The ball is on the 48-yard line after 10 yards from the spot of the foul, as Kaminsky rolling to the right, getting pressure off the backside, chucks it deep into tough coverage, but it's hauled in. Touchdown, Wahoo, as Caden Kristen was able to sneak behind the DBs, and we almost saw that like it was like USC Nebraska, where Nebraska's defenders just mistimed the ball, read it wrong, and allowed it to go over. Same result as that game. It's a Wahoo touchdown.
Man, that was a pretty impressive throw by their Kaminsky. A little half roll, and then you had a deep post there by Caden Kristen. And the number 18 from Central City, Truman Ryan, had a bead on the ball. Watch this. He goes up actually with his outside hand, gets taken off the play of the ball by Jacob Brazy, and they kind of collide. I'm going to tell you what this reminded me of, Nick, and I hate to even say it. I know Austin is back there.
Yeah.
We played when I was in Houston. We were playing down against the Indianapolis Colts. And Gary Walker, I'm going to say his name, Gary Walker. I love Gary Walker. We ran this blitz 4 times, all 4 times, because he knew he wasn't going to get a sack. He didn't keep contained. Well, Peyton Manning got contained through it. I was in cover 2 against Dallas Clark. Marcus Coleman, who's probably one of the greatest athletes out there, he mistimed the ball. Next thing you know, I stopped. Marcus Coleman went for the interception, went over both our heads, over Marcus Coleman. Dallas Clark up the sideline. That's what it looked like right there. That brought back a little bit of bad memories. And do not talk about the turf monster.
I wasn't going to. It wasn't even on my mind, Jay. As the extra point is blocked on the Wahoo attempt. And so it's somewhat of a fortuitous touchdown for the Wahoo Warriors as they take a 26-7 lead with 7:14 to go in the third quarter. So with Central City for the Bison, you're sitting here thinking, all right, well, maybe there's a chance that we can have some momentum. They had an opportunity. They got Wahoo into a third and very long situation. I'll be honest, Jace Kaminsky did not set his feet on that throw. He threw it a little bit across his body and was lucky that it was not intercepted because there were 3 white jerseys in coverage, but somehow, some way, Caden Christian was able to come away with the touchdown reception. So now Wahoo ready to kick this one away, give it to Central City after they were able to score their first touchdown of the game just a few moments ago on their last offensive possession of the ball game, as the return man will get across the 20-yard line, tackled down at the 21 as we have 7:08 remaining in quarter number 3.
If I'm the Wahoo Warriors, you mentioned how they just scored on that last touchdown. You had 3 defenders there from Central City, and all of them mistimed the ball, and now allowed Christian to get the touchdown. And Kaminsky did a really good job of throwing it up there. In the worst case scenario, they intercepted. It's almost like a punt. But if I'm the Wahoo Warriors, in these type of plays are happening, you got to think you have Landon Fye, essentially a fumble return for a touchdown. You have 3 interceptions in the first half. 4 total, and then you have another one right at the beginning of the second half, and then you get a play like that. The Wahoo Warriors are starting to think tonight is our night.
Quick pass out near side as the receiver lost his footing. He fell down to the turf, almost still grabbed that football, as that was number 13 for the Bison, Wyatt Dent, the target. Incomplete, though, and now we have an injured Wahoo Warrior on the turf back behind the line of scrimmage at the 9-yard line. With that being said, we'll step aside for the time being, come back in a few minutes as they tend to the injured Warrior defender here on 93.7 The Ticket.
Hey, bestie. Whoa, how'd you snag that awesome set of wheels? I'm in the market for a new car, too.
My friends at Members Own Credit Union. You're always in the driver's seat when it comes to your finances at Members Own.
Always in the driver's seat, huh?
Yep. They set you up with the loan that makes sense for your budget with great rates and top-notch customer service to boot.
Looks like we're going to need to make a pit stop.
Let's go. I'll drive. Hit the road to financial success and explore auto loan options with your best financial friend, Members Own Credit Union. For details, go to membersowncu.org/drive. Federally insured by the NCAA.
Now back to high school football on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Nick Sander, Jay Foreman back with you from Memorial Stadium here in the Class C1 state championship game. Wahoo leads 26-7 currently. Central City does have the football. It'll be 2nd and 10 after they help the injured Warrior defender off the field. 7:03 to play in the third. Central City looking for their first state championship in school history. Wahoo trying to capture the hardware for the first time since 2019. They were runner-up in this game in 2023, just last season. So they help, I believe that was
number 6, Braylon Iverson, the running back linebacker. Looked like he might have a chance to come back. He has a big wrap on his hand, so he's been really, really testing his intestinal fortitude to get out there and play today.
Here is a tunnel screen to the wide receiver, number 21. That's Jacob Rule, the senior wide receiver. Haven't called his name in a while, especially offensively, and certainly might be a guy that you go to with your starting running back, Corbin Keys, out for the rest of the game. But it's 3rd down and 5 coming up for the Central City offense.
Yeah, at this point, Nick, I think it's all hands on deck. We got to score points by any means necessary. They also have number 14, Colby Schneider, back there at the running back position, who's been effective in the limited duty that he's had. So look for more reps or more opportunities for Dent because he hasn't been able to really get loose against this feisty Wahoo Warriors.
Pass down the far sideline is hauled in. What a nice grab by Jacob Rule near the 45-yard line to the 46 on a simple wheel route down this far sideline, and a good ball by the quarterback, number 7, Parker Zickman.
Yeah, a little bit of, I would say, hurry-up offense, playing with good pace. Good job by Jacob Rule of high pointing the ball and almost Randy Mossing somebody.
Play action, quarterback delay on the left side, gets 5 yards up to the 49-yard line of Wahoo. Central City in Wahoo territory here. Certainly plenty of time left in this ball game as they are just now halfway through quarter number 3.
Yeah, look, you're still down by 3 scores. You would have liked to not give up that last one, but you can't change the pass. And so you see right here, Central City is thinking about the possession game. How many possessions can we get to get scoring opportunities, to get close enough to tie this game or possibly win it at the end?
2nd down and 5. Ball is on the Wahoo Warriors 49-yard line. 2 wideouts to each side as the ball is just outside the left hash mark heading towards the south end zone here at Memorial Stadium. They'll motion the man in the slot from left to right. Hand it off now to number 21. That's Jacob Rule. He spins out of tacklers, but then the cavalry heads his way, and they knock him down finally back at the original line of scrimmage. It'll bring up 3rd down and long.
Good job there by Harrison Kruger there to continue to run to the ball and not allow a great effort there by Jacob Rule of breaking multiple tackles. And so the good pace, good feistiness by that Wahoo Warriors defense. And they're thinking right now, if we have a stop in the next, or we stop the Central City offense in the next 2 possessions, not only will you start hearing some echoes from 84th and O Street, they will start to ring loud and clear here at Tom Osborne Field.
26-7. Here's the play on 3rd down. Rolling to the right. It's Ziekman. He throws up a 50-50 ball, and it's knocked away by number 22 for the Wahoo defense, Noah Bordowski. It falls incomplete, and that brings up 4th down and 10. As that was a really poor thrown ball there by Ziekman, unfortunately for Central City's offense. Now it's decision time. What do you do on 4th and 10?
Oh, 4th and 10. There's 16 minutes left. Well, I like what we're doing. I don't want to, lose our momentum. I mean, really, if you take apples to apples, our defense has played pretty well against this Wahoo. I'm going for it.
It looks like they're going to go for it as well, as they have trips out to the near side, rather on the wide side of the field, 1 wide out to the top. Here's Ziekman looking to pass, throwing across middle, and the pass is tipped and picked off. Going the other way, here comes the Wahoo defense once again with another interception, as that looks to be Noah Bordowski. Once again, the Wahoo defense forces a turnover, and they will start with possession in the red zone on the Central City side of the 50.
Parker Zickman put it right in the hands of Wyatt Dent, right through his hands. He tried to high point the ball. Johnny on the spot is Bordowski. Great interception. Way to play the tip drill. It's the 5th interception of the game for this Wahoo Warriors defense. And he got tackled pretty hard out of bounds, and now he's down on about the 25-yard line. I don't know if he has a cramp or a little bit of a, some sort of ailment with his foot or for his ankle down there. But nevertheless, it was a really good play by him. He's been feisty on Dent all game long. He's taken the challenge of, essentially covering him man-to-man, good on good, and has came up big here for this Wahoo Warriors defense.
So with the injury to Noah Bordowski, with 4:24 to go in the 3rd quarter, we'll step aside, come right back as they have now helped up. We're going to stay right here, actually. Sorry to fake you out, Austin, back in our studios. They're ready to go with Noah Bordowski. They're taking him off the field as we speak, and so it looked like he was going to stay down on the turf for a little bit of an extended period of time, but he's ready to walk off, and he's walking off under his own power. So we'll keep it right here. 26-7 is your score. Wahoo really has the opportunity in front of them now to add on to their lead, as they will start with the ball just outside the 20-yard line at the 21-yard line. And so with a 19-point lead, they have a chance to continue to tack on and try to put the nail in the coffin. So Wahoo, led by Jace Kaminsky at quarterback, Kip Brigham at running back. Those two set up in the shotgun formation. 1 wide out each side. It's Sam Markson at the bottom, while Landon Fye is at the top. Shotgun set, 1st and 10 from the 21-yard line. Speed option to the right side. Kip Brigham running. Now he gets the toss inside the 20, inside the 15, and slammed down hard inside the 15-yard line, down at the 13. Gain of 8 on 1st down, 2nd down and 2 approaching.
Yeah, good play there by the Wahoo Warriors, and good, even better patience by Kaminsky and Brigham. Kept their spacing as far as the speed option, to the wide side of the field. And as soon as he felt any danger, he pitched it to the big running back. Good hard run right there. Now Wahoo Warriors, we're thinking, we can just take our time. We can break the huddle, mosey up to the line of scrimmage, snap every ball, about 6 seconds left on the play clock, and try to bleed this clock in onto a state championship.
Speed option now left side. It looks like they just flipped the identical play as Kip Brigham cuts up field after he gets the toss from Kaminsky, tackled near the 10-yard line. It looks like it will be a first down as they're marking him at the 10.5-yard line. The line to gain was the 11, and with 4:09 to play, it's going to be a first down and 10 from the 10-yard line.
You know, Nick, with 5 interceptions and not much effectiveness of the Central City offense, you're starting to see the defense wear down a little bit against this big physical running attack from the Wahoo Warriors. And so we'll see how this plays out here in the last few minutes of the third quarter and in the fourth quarter.
They turn, hand it off. Kip Brigham cuts up field inside the 8-yard line and tackled down at the 7. I said first and 10 from the 10 because the ball was placed about the 10.5-yard line. So technically, there's a slim area inside that 1-yard line for Wahoo to get a first down but not score a touchdown. So it's not technically first and goal, but it is 2nd and 7 from the 7-yard line. It'll be shotgun set. Kip Brigham to the left of Kaminsky. Both Landon Fye and number 7, Caden Kristen, are at the bottom here on the wide side. Now the motion, Landon Fye. He'll hand it off to Brigham. Brigham inside the 5, keeps on driving the legs on the right side of that line and gets down to the 4-yard line. Another gain of 3 on that second down carry, brings up 3rd and 4.
Yeah, just a methodical drive here by the Wahoo Warriors. They're trying to put the nail in the coffin. They're up by 3 scores. They feel like physically they're starting to wear down this Central City Grizzly defense, even though they've played valiantly with their tenacity to stay in the game. And so with a big dose of Kip Brigham and Kaminsky being able to be more efficient, and then you never know if they're going to get it out on the perimeter to the multitude of receivers.
26-7 is your score. 2 minutes and 38 seconds to go. Kip Brigham takes the direct snap, now hands it off. 26, Caden Smart, touchdown. Wahoo Warriors continue to pile it on as with 2:31 in the third quarter, Wahoo leads 32-7.
Really good play call there. They came out in the Wildcat formation and bring him there, and everybody thinks he's going to get the ball. Then you have Caden Smart kind of hiding there as a wing back right there, and ran essentially a counter with him with Eli Shada, leading him up in the hole. Big physical run there by Caden Smart, and good finish there as well by Eli Shada to lead his wing back into the touchdown or into the end zone for 6 points. Now you see Wahoo Warriors, they're trying to get up by 27 points here before the end of the third quarter.
They're going to go for 2 as in the shotgun. Here's Kaminsky rolling to his right, looking around. He'll throw it into the flat. It's hauled in, touchdown, 2-point conversion attempt is good as Kip Brigham able to haul it in on the far side, and it's now 34-7 with 2.5 to play in the third quarter. We'll step aside, come back in 30 seconds here on 93.7 The Ticket.
At Jimmy John's, we don't make sandwiches. We make the sandwich of sandwiches. We use fresh veggies because we don't hate salads. We just feel bad for them. We make our sandwiches exactly how you want because you're the one who's eating it. And we bake bread all day, every day because stale bread isn't bread. It's croutons. Sandwich history is written by the victors. Good thing we have legible handwriting. Jimmy John's, the sandwich of sandwiches. Order pickup or delivery on the app.
Now back to high school football on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Wahoo has extended their lead 34-7 over Central City. The Bison struggling for answers on offense. And so once again, 2:31 to play in the third quarter as Wahoo ready to kick things off once again. As Wahoo boots it away, it'll be fielded near the 5-yard line, just a couple yards past at the 3, going up the middle of the field and then gets leveled, fumble on the play, but I think they're going to say that he was down by contact as number 3, Jacob Brazzi, as he got leveled by potentially one of his teammates. I think his teammate might have been blocking. The Wahoo tackler came in, hit him low, and then got leveled by one of his teammates. on the kick return. It's going to be 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line.
Yeah, Central City's got to get something positive going. I thought they had it a couple drives ago. And so, obviously the turnovers and 5 interceptions just take all the wind out of your sails. So you're getting close to that fourth quarter, and you're down by 27. So you got to be able to score rather quickly, but you can't keep putting yourself in position to turn the ball over.
34-7 your score, 2:26 to play in quarter number 3. Slow snap corralled. Here's the pass to Dent. It's hauled in, and he stays in bounds as Wahoo's trying to strip that football loose, but he's going to get enough for the first down up across the 30-yard line.
Yeah, that's the first time you saw any space between Dent and Berdowski there, whereas Dent was able to get open, make a good physical catch, and get that first down. So maybe that's something they can go back to try to get some scores here and get this game within reach.
A good sight is that Noah Bodovsky is back into the game for Wahoo, covering Wyatt Dent on the near side. They turn, hand it off up the middle. Brazzi gets a short gain of maybe a yard up to the 32-yard line, and that'll bring up 2nd down and 9.
Yeah, now you're starting to see that Wahoo Warriors defense starting to really clamp down on anything that looks like a run. They're not trying to give this Central City offense any breathing room in between the tackles. So all the pressure is now on the skill position guys from Central City to start winning and obviously open up some passing lanes and areas for Ziegman to hit him on a passing play.
Ziegman in the shotgun, takes the snap, looks to right, pump fake, looking downfield. He'll take a shot downfield. It's picked off. Going the other way once again. Here's Logan Kelly for the Wahoo Warriors, reversing field up the right sideline, up across the 30, and he's tackled at the 30-yard line. Wahoo takes over once again after another Central City turnover.
You hear that?
With 134, it's too early.
Hold on.
With 134, just warming up the mic?
No, that was the footsteps.
Okay.
It's at 56 and 0 Street.
Oh,
and it's
no.
gaining momentum.
Not 56 and 0.
Yeah, 56 and 0. It's went from 84th and 0 to 56 and 0.
Making its
the
way.
6th interception. Logan, I talked about the defensive backs for Wahoo Warriors. Logan Kelly, 2 interceptions coming to the game. Alex Borchers, 3. Caden Christian, 4. Now Logan Kelly has another one to add to his season total of 2. They are very, very aggressive at the point of attack on the ball, and they are giving Central City fits.
Here's a double pass downfield. It's going to be caught. Touchdown, Wahoo. One play into the bag of tricks they go. It was a pass from number 22. Guess who? Noah Bordowski, and he finds his receiver on the play. It's a touchdown for the Warriors, and they extend their lead to 33. On the receiving end, it was number 8, Josh Fox, and Wahoo leads 40-7.
Nick, I just said 56. It's gaining momentum.
48
it is 33rd and O Street right now.
33rd and
This
0.
is gaining momentum at warp speed down O Street to possibly having to run a clock here. But you know what? That play is set up there. Listen what happens. You get the interception, 6 of the day for this Wahoo Warriors defensive backfield or defense in general. And then you turn it right now where you say, okay, well, let's try to see if we can put the dagger in the heart and really, really take away any life over there on Central City. You got to Berdowski. And then the great thing about it, you gave Josh Fox a chance to score because remember, he had a big drop on 3rd down, probably disappointed himself. That's a great coaching job and a great coaching staff over there to throw Josh Fox a chance to score in the state championship. But better yet, show him that you have confidence in him to make some of the plays or a play that he's made all year long. And the Wahoo Warriors have been the number 1 team from start to finish, come in 12-0. They are starting to feel it. They're 13 minutes and 27 seconds away from being state champs.
41-7 your score. Central City continues to look for answers offensively with 1:27 to go in quarter number 3. Wahoo will tee it up and we'll do it again. It feels like deja vu as they just set this up just a couple of minutes ago and kicked things off.
It literally was a matter of 20 seconds or 25 seconds off the play clock. And so from Central City, you rode Ziegman in here. You got to ride out with him as well. You got to give him a chance to kind of get it going. You do have skilled position guys to be able to create some space and get open and be explosive. But also, I think you have to maybe take a little bit of what Millard South did last night against Omaha West Side is you have to change up your route tree. Do you run some tighter splits and run some crossing routes? I really like the RPO play that Ziegman was able to complete into a 87-yard touchdown to Turner Henke. Maybe go back to something to give you some confidence, allow your athletes to break some tackles, because when you're looking out here right now to this Wahoo Warriors defense, they are clamping down and they are coming downhill really, really fast.
It's 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line. They'll hand it off on first down, going nowhere. Short gain of maybe 2, and he might have been able to barrel roll his way, somersault his way across the 35 to the 37-yard line. So a nice gain of 4 yards on first down with 1:12 to go in the third quarter.
Yeah, Nick, that was a good run there by Brazy, where he's done a really good job for a 5'8", 5'10", 175-pound running back to be able to run behind his pads. He hadn't got a lot of carries, and so you're trying to get some confidence here for the Central City Grizzlies offensively, both on the field and obviously on the sidelines as well.
Handoff once again to Brazy. He gets up the left side for a gain of 2. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 4 from the 39-yard line. I was going to say this: our stats are down right now at the state championship. So no stats even across the video boards. There's just no statistics being kept for this state championship game after they had some technical difficulties earlier. I'd be fascinated to find the actual stat line for Noah Burdovsky, because not only offensively has he done stuff, because he just chucked a touchdown pass last drive offensively for Wahoo, but he's had a couple of INTs. He's been very active in the tackling game. He's just been all over the place, as this one is incomplete on the pass attempt. 3rd down and 4, make it 4th down and 4 for the Central City offense.
Yeah, there almost was a pick 6 there where Landon Fye was sitting on the stop right out there by the Central City receiver. Luckily, Zigman was a little off target, because if he was on target, Landon Fye would have been going up and down the sideline, maybe high stepping on the way to extending this 34-point lead. Plus 6 points would put him at 4. Then we would have been at 10 at the 10th and Oak Street.
10th and 0. Mississippi Mud Dog on the text line said that they heard it at 40th and Old Cheney.
Yeah,
that's a little farther.
Yeah, but it's coming. It's in rapid. Listen, you're getting every green light.
Going for it on 4th down as they complete it to Wyatt Dent across the 50-yard line, across the Wahoo 45, and down at the 43-yard line. A nice throw there by Zeekman to Wyatt Dent, and they'll move the chains. 5 seconds to go in the third quarter. I would imagine that once this clock starts, there it is, they will let it expire. So now that will do it for 3 quarters of football. We're starting quarter number 4 on the other side. Wahoo in control. They lead it 41-7 over Central City in the Class C1 state championship game on 93.7 The Ticket.
Where will your path take you, traveler? To seek fortune in a new career, or on a journey to distant lands for a well-deserved vacation? Wherever you go, one distraction could spell disaster. You can change your fate, adventurer. Don't drive distracted. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
It's game on at Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, Nebraska's premier Kawasaki dealership. Score big on Kawasaki's all-new Ridge lineup. The Ridge XR, the Ridge HVAC, and the Ridge Limited. All built to take on your day with a full factory cab, including heat and AC. Stop by Indian Motorcycle of Lincoln today and rule the streets on an Indian motorcycle with customer cash and trade-in credits up to $2,000 during the month of November. Elway Power Sports of Lincoln at 27th and I-80.
Now back to high school football on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Nick Sainert, Jay Foreman back with you from Memorial Stadium. Class C1 state championship game. Wahoo out in front, controlling 41-7 over the Central City Bison as they put 12 minutes on the game clock, and Central City will be on offense. They just had a nice third down conversion to give him a first down from the Wahoo 43-yard line. We'll flip sides. Central City will now go towards the north end zone. Wahoo will face the slight wind of 5 miles per hour as they trend towards the south end zone going forward here in quarter number 4. While we have a moment, let's go ahead and pause 10 seconds for station identification here on 93.7 The Ticket.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet, KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
41-7 your scores as we have one full quarter of football to play. Wahoo out there defending. The ball is on the 43-yard line of the Warriors. Central City on offense. Zeekman in at quarterback. They lost their best player offensively, statistically, just a while ago back in the first half. A toss left side, going nowhere is the ball carrier. Tackle made on the play by number 31, Harrison Krieger, the junior linebacker for Wahoo, as Wyatt Dent got the end around toss, and he went for a loss of 3 yards.
Yeah, you're starting to see this Wahoo Warriors defense play with just the confidence that your state championship is just 12 minutes away. Good flow there to the ball. They're trying to, right now, Wahoo Warriors is thinking like we want to, pitch a shutout this second half or for the rest of the second half and obviously finish off this fourth quarter, right? Whereas Central City, they're trying to get some positive momentum, get some points on the board to try to make this a ball game.
Zeekman back to pass. He will be unable to haul or to complete it to his receiver, Coulter Looters, as it was underthrown. He had to throw it across his body, and now that puts them in a tough spot. 3rd down and 13 for Central City on offense.
Yeah, they're just obviously severely discombobulated on offense, and we saw this a little bit with Omaha Westside last night where you're rolling. You have a right-handed quarterback. You're rolling to the left, throwing across your body with only one option to the boundary or short side of the field. Generally doesn't work out right. And so what you need to get back to, again, is, trying to get Dent the ball, try to get Hanky the ball, try to mix it up a little RPO. Then you could take a shot as you get closer to the end zone. But this Wahoo Warriors defense, look how close they're playing to the line of scrimmage and the receivers right now. They're trying to set themselves up for a big play.
A dump-off screen, unable to connect to Brazzi as Zeekman overthrew his running back. He had some running room to work with. The offensive line shed the blocks, allowed him to move downfield, and it's going to be 4th down and 13 from the Wahoo 46-yard line.
Yeah, if executed correctly, that's a really good 3rd down play. And they had plenty of blockers there for Jacob Brazzi, but the pass from Zickman was just a little bit off. And so now they're facing 3rd and long against this defense that has a beat on everything they've done. And so now they got to make a play. So you got to throw a 50-50 ball. Maybe it's a Jacob Rule where he's shown to be able to be a good athlete, get up over somebody, or you got to get to Hanky or Dent on a more of an aggressive pass route against one-on-one coverage.
Before a snap on 4th down, to make matters worse, we have a delay of game. And so now Central City gets driven back 5 more yards. It's 4th down and 18 from the Central City 49-yard line now. 11-13 to play in the ball game. Wahoo up big, 41-7. Here in the Class C1 state championship game, Central City was searching for their first state championship in school history. Wahoo looking for the hardware for the first time since 2019. Empty shotgun set, back to pass. They throw it down the seam. It's picked up from the shoe tops. Once again, the same guy, Logan Kelly, returning it. He's up the far sideline and gets driven out of bounds. But Wahoo able to force another turnover in the form of an interception as Logan Kelly is knocked out of bounds at the 30-yard line. It's 1st and 10 Wahoo.
Nick, is that 7 interceptions?
Yeah.
Is that really?
It's a tough day.
Is that a record?
That's a tough day.
Logan Kelly has the same amount of interceptions as my man Caden Christian. So that, listen, I'm gonna tell you one thing. I keep saying it. This defensive backfield of Wahoo Warriors, whether it's Logan Kelly, Caden Christian, Landon Fye, they all play really, really aggressive, and they're coming downhill. Let's not forget Sam Markson, who really probably set the tone for the game on the big hit on Dent from the very first drive. And now they're putting the Wahoo Warriors offense in the excellent position to score more points, extend the lead, maybe get the running clock. But what's so funny?
Nothing. Kip Brigham goes forward.
That's what you tried. That's what I would be trying to do.
Kip Brigham goes forward for
sit
2
on the
yards.
ball here? I mean, Nick,
2nd down and 8. No, you're not going to sit on the ball.
Yeah, I mean, you got to have goals and aspirations.
Absolutely. Just extend the lead, though, probably. 41-7. Empty. There's one wide out to the top as they have a full house formation. They turn, hand it off on 2nd down. This is Noah Burkowski diving forward up to the 22-yard line, and that brings up 3rd down and 2 for the Wahoo Warriors offense. Here in just a moment, it looks like Kaminsky, we have a stoppage in play. Kaminsky trotting over to the sideline. Then now he'll bring it back in. Burkowski going to Bordowski, going to sub out. And here on 3rd down and 2 wideouts at the top. Watch for Landon Fye to maybe get a ball out in space here on the far side, but also Brigham is lined up to the right hip of Kaminsky. They'll turn, hand it off. Brigham, the leader of this offense, trying to muscle his way forward. He'll be stopped right at that line to gain at the 20-yard line, and this one's going to be a questionable spot. It's going to depend on where the head official, the Whitecap, sees it. He gives him a first down.
Nick, do you go for it?
He gives him a first down.
I know, but if it was 4th down, would you go for it? Yeah,
I would have. Because I don't think if I'm Wahoo, I don't think Central City can stop me.
Yeah, and what do you do? Do you try to extend the lead?
Brigham. Yes, you.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure.
You're never playing comfortable, Jay.
I'm just asking. Well, it says Parker Zickman only has 6 interceptions. Is that correct? I thought it was 7. My math.
Did they update the stats? Yeah. We're back. 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line. They are just on the cusp of the red zone here as they turn. Another reverse. Here's Caden Smart on the left side, cuts inside the 15, still on his feet and dragging a tackler all the way down to the 11-yard line. That's a 9-yard gain on 1st down. And with 8:47 to go in the ball game, it's 2nd down and 1.
All jokes aside, you see some rotational players and backup players for the Wahoo Warriors coming in, and it's a good time for everybody on the team to get some playing time. But ultimately, let's see if the young guys who potentially could be playing next year as defending state champs can execute. And so now Central City, you're playing for straight pride. You're trying to hold them to a field goal or get a possible turnover.
Play action pass, looking to pass. Kaminsky, incomplete for the intended receiver in the end zone. Tried to find a tight end up the seam and was unable to haul it in. I was going to say, hey, so on this stat sheet, it is 7 interceptions. They're updating it as we speak.
Oh,
so they're going to input the 7th interception here in just a moment. So you were correct, Jay.
Oh, thank you.
Parker Ziekman, 7 INTs on the day. All right. 3rd down and 1 coming up from the 11-yard line. They need 1 yard. They load up the left side of the offensive line, trying to play the numbers game, a counter play up the middle. Here's Kip Brigham just continuing to churn away. He gets inside the 10 for a 1st down up to the 7-yard line.
Yeah, Wahoo Warriors are just inflicting their will on the Central City defenders here, where they've been out there, it seems like, the whole game. I mean, really, all jokes aside, these Central City defenders are going to be tired tomorrow when they wake up. I mean, they've played hard. They tried to play valiant. They've had their backs against the wall essentially from the very beginning. They've withstood initially the power running game of Wahoo Warriors, but now when you start to see turnovers and obviously interceptions, I think they're starting to realize the end is near.
We are under 8 minutes to go in the ball game. They turn, 1st and goal. Here is Bordowski. Bordowski runs it left side for a short gain of maybe 1.5 yards up to the 6-yard line. So with 7:32 to go, it's now 2nd and goal from the 6.
Yeah, Bordowski looked like he could have scored there. He was one-on-one with Truman Ryan. Good job there by Truman Ryan. Look, I mean, one of the things that you always evaluate or scouts or coaches evaluate, who's playing hard no matter what the score is. They want to see the love of your game, and Truman Ryan did a really good job of stepping up and make a solo tackle there next to the goal line.
So here on 2nd and goal from the 6, it's shotgun set. Caden Smart, the running back, they turn, they hand it off here now. This is Caden Smart, Bordowski rather, inside the 5, down at the 3-yard line. So he cuts the yard to gain in half, and it'll be 3rd and goal from the 3.
Yeah, they're trying to get Bordowski, I think, score a touchdown every way possible, receiving, defense, and running the ball, and obviously throwing it. Wahoo Warriors are just taking their time right now. The 3rd and goal at the 3-yard line. Trying to just push this thing in there and not trying to embarrass anybody, but there's too much time left to just sit on the ball. And so they're just trying to line up and see what they can do. Now they come out in that jumbo double wing formation. Looks like they're going to run right behind Shader right there.
Now they throw it, and it's a touchdown. Bordowski with his 2nd passing touchdown of the ball game as he finds number 5, Eli Shader. Yeah. We have seen that where they run either Kip Brigham or Bordowski out of the Wildcat and, like you said, kind of run behind a side of their offensive line. That time they just throw it up over the top, and Eli Shader's there to haul in the pass. It's 47-7 with 6 minutes and 20 seconds to go in the 4th quarter. Jay, I have a very important question for you.
Yes, you say
here in just a moment. The point after is pending. Good high snap, good hold. The kick is up, and the kick is no good. But, Jay, I still ask you, do you hear that?
Oh, I hear it loud and clear. They're striking up the band, and she is singing loud and clear. Up by 40, the clock is running, the end is near. I've been saying that what I thought when the game was really close, a receiver or a complimentary player on offense like Eli Shader would possibly score. They also they said it's going to happen, but we're going to do it to put it over the threshold of making a running clock. Really good job there. That play that they run there out of Wildcat, it was reminiscent of remember when the Kansas City Chiefs had that the nose guard that kind of got the ball out of the Wildcat and he did the jump pass to Travis Kelce.
You're right. Yeah.
Now, obviously, Brodowski is not the equivalent of an NFL nose guard, but ultimately, some of the plays that you do see on Sundays are out here, replayed out here on high school football. And Wahoo Warriors, even though it was crazy here, Nick, after the first quarter was 0-0. It was anybody's ball game.
Yeah.
14 points by the Wahoo Warriors, and then that big third quarter explosion. And then I'll see another touchdown really put it over the edge. Wahoo's up by 40 points right now, and they got 6 minutes and 20 seconds left before they are officially state champs. And so, congrats to them. I wouldn't do an early congrats because you never would know what could happen, right? You could start just scoring points left and right, but doesn't look like it's going to happen.
40-7. Well, I appreciate you being honest and not lying. As that kick will go out of bounds. That's step one for Central City right there. Kick out of bounds. They'll get the ball at their own 35-yard line now, ready to go to work.
So, Nick, I wanted to ask you, though, since you're a PlayStation play caller extraordinaire, Rico thinks he's a PlayStation play caller extraordinaire. You got T. Farley, and, of course, Amon Green, who's an esports coach. You're down by 40. What type of play calls would you call right now? All go? You look like an all go type of guy. That's easy.
4 verts.
All go?
Make something happen.
Yeah.
See, here's the problem. No, we're not going to say that. Here we go. 1st and 10. Ball is on their own 35-yard line. The statistics for Parker Zeekman today, not too great. 10 of 29 through the air, 172 passing yards, 1 touchdown. Not too bad to that point. 7 INTs. 47-7 is your score as they send a man in motion from left to right. Empty shotgun set. They have the backup quarterback in now. Number 15, Carter Simonson, is now in at QB as he completes his first pass up across the 40-yard line to the 41. It'll be 2nd down and 4.
Yeah, Simonson came in and found the big tight end there. Good job. I mean, it's a good, obviously, he's a backup. He's a senior. It's a state championship, and obviously you want to make sure that he gets some playing time. Obviously, a rough day at the office for the whole Central City team and Parker Zigman as well, but it's really, really good to see Carter Simonson get in the game and complete his first pass.
And now on 2nd down, Simonson is going to be sacked by Eli Shada at the line of scrimmage, and so he may have lost a half a yard, or they're going to say that he did get back to the line of scrimmage. So it brings up 3rd down and 4. Ball is on the 41-yard line for Central City. 5.5 to go in the 4th quarter. Wahoo is on their way to win their first state championship since 2019. Central City, this was their first appearance in a state championship matchup, and they will finish runner-up here in 5.5 minutes of game time. Simonson getting pressured, and he will go down back at the 35-yard line. A trio of Wahoo defenders. Shada was in there, as well as Graham Nutzman. Both of those guys helped out each other in bringing Simonson, the backup quarterback, down, and it's 4th down and 10.
Yeah, back-to-back plays for Eli Shada to get 2 sacks, and he came from the backside there, showing good speed and burst there to close, get another sack of Simonson. So, look, Central City is going to go for it. This Wahoo Warriors defense has been impressive. With 7 interceptions in a state championship game against a prolific passing offense like the Central City offense was coming into this game is pretty impressive.
Simonson back to pass on 4th down. He's going to air it out, throw it deep, and it is bobbled and dropped. It should have been picked off, but then the wide receiver had to play some defensive back instead, and now Wahoo turns them over on downs, and with a 40-point lead, the clock continues to run despite the turnover on downs.
Ready for
and
this
it's
jelly.
1st and 10 from the 35-yard line. Go ahead, Jay. Do the beat.
Da, 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 da.
There it is, 1st and 10 from
That is
the 35-yard line.
To what she's singing, and she's singing loud. Now, all jokes aside, there. I'll keep saying it, and I'll keep saying it. This Wahoo Warriors defense in general, but I felt like the first and second level of the defense is very, very impressive. but the back end was phenomenal today, and having 7 interceptions, possibly trying to get 8. They are really, really aggressive at the point of attack, do a good job of attacking the ball, don't give up any big plays, and they tackle very, very well, both in space and then obviously in close proximity. So Wahoo Warriors, obviously, you started off slow, as did Central City. Central City essentially never really got out of neutral. Well, the Wahoo Warriors obviously got started with that Landon 5 fumble recovery for a touchdown. Then methodically, then you got a good field position. You punched it in, got up 14-0, go into halftime and come right out and just obliterated this Central City Grizzly, not only offense, or what are they? The Grizzlies?
Bison.
The Bison. I'm sorry, the Bison. I'm the Central City Bison team in offense and defense and special teams to the tune of a 40-point lead.
They turn and hand it off on second down, and this guy with the ball carrier gets near the first down marker. That official just sidestepped and gave him the first down on the far sideline. I'm going to call it like I see it. I'm going to be 100% honest here, but he sidestepped.
You know why that is? The McRib is back, baby.
Move the chains.
McRib is
Not
back.
Yet. Not yet.
Not yet?
No, I think it's the first week of December. I don't know. 1st and 10 from the 24-yard line. They come out, shotgun set. Jace Kaminska still in the game. Now he's been taken out. Backup quarterback is going to be in. They turn, hand it off. Here is Bordufsky. Dufsky on the left side. And he gets about 8 yards up to the 16-yard line. 2:11 remaining in the ball game. 47-7 is your score. Make sure you stay tuned to 93.7 The Ticket for the next couple of hours. We'll have coverage of the Class B state championship. Coming up tonight, 7:15 kickoff between Bennington and Scott Catholic. 2nd down and 2. 2nd down and 2 coming up from the 16-yard line for Wahoo. We are under a minute and 40 seconds remaining in the ball game. They turn, hand it off. Bordufsky once again. He is able to navigate his way through traffic right down the middle and get a first down with a gain of 3 on the play. 1st and 10 coming up at the 13-yard line, as it looks like there will be some substitutions here from Chad Fox, the head coach for Wahoo, as the celebration on the sideline has begun. Wahoo, for the first time since 2019, will be Class C1 state champions. It's their 2nd state championship in school history. This was their 3rd appearance in the state championship game. They were runner-up in 2023, state champions back in 2019, and they can now engrave 2024 onto the trophy as well. As we have a fumbled snap, it's recovered by Wahoo with 45 seconds left in the ball game, and Chad Fox will bring all the starters back into the game. Jace Kaminska, everybody else as well, to kneel it down one final time, and Wahoo is going to be your 2024 state champion after one more snap of the football. With the ball placed at the 16-yard line, Wahoo lines up in the best formation of them all, the victory formation. Jace Kaminska with Kip Brigham behind him. Waits until the play clock goes less than it is now at 5, 4, 3, gets the snap. He kneels it down, and that will do it. The Wahoo Warriors come in today, and they dominate the Class C1 state championship match against the Central City Bison. The Warriors, for the first time since 2019, are your C1 state champions with a dominating 47-7 victory over the Central City Bison. We're going to quickly take it away from here from Memorial Stadium. Make sure you tune back in tonight, 7:15 for the Class B state championship game. Myself, Jay Foreman, on the call of Bennington and Scott Catholic. But once again, your final score, Wahoo 47, Central City 7. For the Husker Hall of Famer Jay Foreman, Nick Sainert saying so long for now. We'll send it back to Austin and the guys back in our 93.7 The Ticket studios from Memorial Stadium. Wahoo, your 2024 C1 champions.
Discover the difference that expertise and experience can make in your real estate journey with Next Ag Appraisal and Realty. Whether you need an appraisal, sales, or farm management, Next Ag comes up with a solution with your legacy and goals in mind. Next Ag isn't just their name, it's your future. So why wait? Visit their website today at www